Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Hello, everyone. So, as promised, I said I was going to come back and touch on this topic, but this time I'm going to be bringing on some special guests to come up and talk, to weigh in and give their opinion regarding this. I feel like it's a popular topic. It's the elephant in the room. It's what some people are afraid to say out loud, but let's talk about it. So, I'm going to go ahead and replay the video. All of the ladies that I'm bringing on tonight were sent the video just in case they missed it. And I want them to come up and give their opinion from their vantage point on what they experience with content creating and trying to create a platform or trying to build a community based off of positivity and the struggles that come with that. So first, let me share the video again. So we can all get on the same page.
I don't know if this video is going to fall on deaf ears or what. And I know I'm the last person that y'all want to hear from. But after the last few days, I have to make this statement. I cannot sit around and just watch the bullying week after week after week after week that's being done in our community. I know so many people are just like, oh, at least it's not me. I'm not going to say anything. But maybe it triggers me because, y'all, I have been bullied my whole entire being here. Because I feel like my adult years, until I started doing like femininity stuff on social media, that is when the bullying as an adult kind of started. But as of being a child, it's been the same bullying behaviors from women in our community. I'm tired now. Like, for 4 years as a content creator, I've been making my content solely for Black women, dark-skinned girls, just to show them to push through. And surprisingly, I'm attacked more by Black women, and I make my content for them. Seeing so many takes on why our community doesn't support certain content has been very uncomfortable for me, because it just screams to why darker women or Black women have a harder time succeeding as content creators. I'm seeing all these think pieces on the girl Kylie Pitts. First it was Alex Earl. We don't have an Alex Earl in our community. Now it's Kylie Pitts. Oh, that can never happen for dark-skinned women. Do we ever sit down and just think that y'all cherry pick everything? As Black women, our creators have to go through alarming amounts of performing embarrassment, comedic, you guys, just to garnish any type of views, any type of success. As a content creator and as a dark-skinned woman, I just feel like y'all hold the circle so tight for us. And I'm talking about our community. Don't tell me about the algorithm. Don't tell me about racism. I'm talking about us as a whole. What I'm saying is dark-skinned women either have to put themselves on a chopping block and attack beauty brands, and that's no shade to nobody. They either have to make content being the stereotypical Black woman, do alarming shock value content. Why can't Black women be famous like the Alex Earl, the Kylie Pitts, the Ballerina Farms, and all of the other women by doing the bare minimum, by just living life? Have you ever asked yourself, why isn't it that content is popularized for us? Why won't y'all watch it? Why is it boring? Why won't y'all engage with it? Since I started my journey on femininity, modesty, I've been doxxed. I've been canceled 3 or 4 or 5 times. I've been constantly bullied in my DMs, think pieces about me, all these weird things that I've come to conclusion of. If I'm gonna be on social media, I'm not posting my kids. I'm not really putting too much out there because I never know when y'all next donkey of the day post gonna be. And it's unfair because just like one of my mutuals said, Jessieca, you wouldn't even be dealing with this if you were light skinned. There are so many light skinned creators and white creators who post similar content as you, and they don't cherry pick it. They're not mad about it. They're not saying you're cosplaying. They're not saying you're being fake bougie or your content is forced. It's solely because you're dark skinned that they find a problem with every little thing that you do because they don't see you in that position, right? And this is my question. If when you see me and you see my content and you feel like it's forced and it's fake and it's baloney, it's cosplaying, it's all these things, why isn't when I was showing my ASS, dressing provocatively, twerking on my stories, acting a fool, you never said I was cosplaying? You never said I was being forcing the content. You never called me out. You never had a problem. I had a bunch of girls in my DM saying, I want to be like you when I grow up. I never had think pieces written about me. I never had blogs written about me. I never had people putting my address online.
Now I'm gonna stop her right here because this was a common issue that I've been experiencing in the content creating space for Black women for quite some time. And I get a lot of pushback. People complain a lot about the type of content that I produce, but I produce the type of content based off of the numbers. And in order for you to be successful in content creating, it is a numbers game, whether people want to acknowledge that or not. So for you to be successful, it is a numbers game. And so people get upset with me saying things like, I get a lot of pushback. Oh, Yoni, all you do is talk about relationships. Oh, Yoni, all you do is talk about men. That is what my audience is consistently engaging in mass numbers. If I do anything outside of that, it doesn't even get the love. It doesn't go viral at all. So I get known for this particular content, but I make all of this other content as well, but that never gets any love. And so people try to put me in this box based off of what goes viral, but what about all the other content that I make? And it gets annoying because when people complain, you're very dismissive of all the work that I have put in when it comes to other type of content or topics. And so my other stuff tends to go unnoticed, but I'm putting it out there, I'm producing it, but it's like no one is really watching it, no one is engaging in it. And I don't know if Asha will be watching this playback, but we had a little conversation in Discord because she was getting discouraged as a fitness gym girly content creator where she wasn't seeing the numbers, but she was putting in all of this hard work trying to set up the camera, trying to get to the gym, trying to get this angle and that angle. And she was putting in all of this work and the numbers were not reflecting all the hard work that she was putting in. So I want to bring on Taylor. Taylor worked with me for about 1.5 years before she called it quits. And I wasn't sad to see her go. It was kind of like a bittersweet type of situation because I respected her stance. I respect her as a person and as a friend as to why she no longer wanted to run my Instagram account. And the reason was because it was taking a toll on her mental health. And we were already having prior conversations. She was coming to me. She's like, Yoni, it just seems like they don't want anything remotely positive. Like I try to slide a positive post in there every, now and then, but it's like those posts never get engagement. And so anytime I post this type of content or I post this type of content, he gets all of this engagement. So I'm going to have her come up and speak. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Taylor.
Hi. I'm
So
good. How are you?
Please be comfortable because I know you may be a little nervous, but just like we do any other time, explain your experience with content creating on Instagram and content creating in the space of viral topics or trendy topics.
Okay. Well, for sure, with working on the Instagram page, at first, it definitely was like really exciting because we talked about how we wanted it to be a very positive thing, build the community, get them all together, engage with one another. But then, like, it was drastic. Like, you could see the page is still up, so you can still go look at the comments. You can see like which posts, like if you post like a little Black kid that was doing something fantastic with their skills and stuff, 2-3 comments. But you could post something that was extremely heavy energetically and like toxic, and that would be posted, would get 500, 600 comments. And like some people, it was interesting too, because some people would be in the comments and they would recognize how toxic it was, but it was like, you're still in these comments, like engaging with it though. Like, go engage with the positive stuff so that we can see, and the people that create content can see, this is what you guys like. The likes never compared. Like, it was a very heavy, energetic thing, especially like knowing, okay, like the next day you got to get content together, and then it's like the content they're going to engage with is going to be the toxic stuff. And you want to have like whichever, especially people that are social media managers and stuff like that, like you want to have your client's page like popping and active. Right. And it's like, dang, but you know, the only thing that people are going to respond to is the toxic stuff. And that sucks because everybody doesn't want that, you know?
After a while, did you start to feel defeated in how you felt you were adding value to the platform?
Heck yes. Yeah. Because I definitely am very big on like wanting to have positive impact wherever I'm at. And it was also like very discouraging to see that so many people in our community, being Black, didn't engage with the more positive topics. That was actually quite disheartening.
Okay. Okay. Now, was there anything else that you wanted to add, like as your time in that space, that you wish could have changed, like things that you wish could be different?
I do wish that maybe in some way there was more, maybe those things or those certain topics could have encouraged people to be more self-aware and to pay attention to, like, why am I engaging so much with this type of content versus the more positive stuff? Because I know people have to see it. Like when they go to the page, they have to see, like, as you scroll, like, oh, okay, you know, I see this positive thing. Like, I wonder why it doesn't get so much, or I don't even know if people pay attention to that, to be honest with you. I feel like those are things I pay attention to because I'm like, why am I looking at certain things and not the others? So I do wish that was something that changed.
And were you wanting to see more balance, or did you expect for there to just be a drastic shift? Because my perspective was I wanted to see more balance, because I understand drama is entertaining,
right?
Like it is. But to completely just dismiss a whole positive post like that, can't even, like, as if that doesn't add any value to your life at all. Like, I get it. The drama is entertaining. Right. It's funny. But it's like, you don't want to receive that positivity at all. Like,
no, exactly.
That's what it was for me. Because I didn't expect for people to just be saints and just, because we go to social media for so many different reasons. That account is strictly for entertaining topics and things that go trendy and things. So it wasn't that I wanted to get rid of that completely. I just wanted balance.
Yeah.
And that was our mission. And every time we tried to create the balance, it would just kill the engagement. And it did. It made me feel defeated. It made me feel like, I'm like, dang, like, should I do something else? But it's like, what? It was frustrating.
Yeah. A balance, definitely, like a balance would have been perfect. Great to see, because like you said, like we're all human. So there are certain things that like get our attention and we want to be like part of the mess or like read the tea or whatever. There was just no balance. It was literally like a complete opposite.
Yep. It was just lopsided. So that was my frustration. I didn't expect to see church music, gospel music. You know what I mean? Like I expected to just see more balance. Like, oh, okay, like let me. That's a nice little uplifting quote, or this is very heartfelt video, but I just wanted to see more balance. Now, do you think that there was anything that I could have done differently from your point of view? Like, honestly.
My initial answer is a no, because I feel like you've always genuinely been yourself. That's where, even in like some of our conversations where we're kind of just like talking about what direction did you want to go with your content and stuff. I remember us getting to the point where it was like, the people that really want to support you are going to stay, you know? So I feel like you did the right thing because you were always yourself. You were always being genuine. You were also keeping your platform in mind and trying to consider like the other people and what they would like to see. I feel like my biggest thing was from our perspective, like trying to feed the audience. It's kind of similar. Like it makes you think about like those platforms, like they have little shows on there, like Baddies and that kind of platform. It's like, dang, like they get so much traction and attention, but you can't really be mad at them because people are paying for it. Like
right.
So I feel like you were genuine. I feel like you did the right thing. I feel like it's more so like the mass of people that it was like
I was trying to keep my authenticity, but I was also trying to meet my audience halfway because it's like, yeah, I may be growing and I may be changing, but I don't expect for everybody else to be on that. So, but I was trying to meet them like, you know, halfway, but like halfway was, like I said, it was like, it was completely lopsided.
Yeah. And even whenever we would post certain things, still I would like see you in the comments kind of like giving the more like healed conversation, like having a conversation, you know? So it's like we're sharing this stuff with you, but like here's why that person probably shouldn't have done that, you know?
Right. Yeah. So okay, well, what about overall? Because I know you're into content creating a little bit. What do you feel is missing as someone that's trying to get into it? What do you feel? Because you have a very unique individual style. I feel like you are big on reading. Y'all, she loves to read. She is reading, okay? She be putting me on the stuff. So what do you feel like from your vantage point where you offer something completely different than trends and viral moments? Why don't you think you haven't been successful with creating that community? Do you feel like there's not a space for you?
I feel like maybe more education has to happen for within, I want to say worldwide, right? Because I do still feel that people view Black people a certain way. So if you kind of don't fit in whatever that typical image is to them, you're not going to have as much traction or whatever. So then what happens is you end up finding your own like specific community of like, okay, cool. Like here's other people, other Black people that like anime and books and spirituality. Like, you know, you can find that group. So that might be the issue, or I feel like the answer to that would be to continue to be the most authentic person that you could be and like speak about these topics. And especially within our community, I think it's important to acknowledge those things, like how the young lady did in her video and she was talking about that. Like people still have a hard time viewing Black people as like, we can be whoever we want to be. We're not just whatever stereotype you have us set in your mind. I would say keep being you. Like at the end of the day, people, your right crowd will find you, and that's better than having a bunch of, you know, randoms that are following you because you're pretending.
Now, I do have another question. Based off of your experience in content creating, do you want to be an influencer?
I don't know. That's, you know.
Listen, we were not prepared for these questions. I'll put Taylor on the spot. Okay, would you want to get into influencing or content?
I would.
You would. Okay.
I would like to. But I feel like the thing that I've like right now, what I'm reminding myself of is like I do what I want at the end of the day. So
right.
That would be my thing. It's like don't come to my page or my content expecting a certain thing. It's like I'm gonna do whatever I want to. 1 week I'm over here crocheting hats. The next week I'm outside in the farm with goats and stuff. Like, don't put me anywhere. Just let me be me, and that's what people would have to accept. Now, y'all, I feel like influencers, y'all deal with a whole lot of opinions and people projecting on you. That's why I was like, I don't know how you do it.
I remember when you first started, and I was like, it's okay. Don't take it personal. Like I promise it's not about you. So it's a lot. Emotionally, like what would you compare content creating to? Like emotionally on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would put it somewhere between like a 7 and an 8 because of it's because of the dealing with the other people, like having to hear what they have to say all the time, and people aren't as like open-minded as I would like people to be. So I would put it somewhere 7 to 8. Or you mean like on a stress level?
Yeah,
like,
stress level, mental health level.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put it around the 7 to 8 because
do you feel like you needed more breaks did you feel like you needed more breaks, like away?
Yeah. Versus like the everyday thing, yes. Heck yeah.
Okay. Well, Taylor, hold tight because I'm gonna bring you back.
Okay.
But thank you for coming up. Thank you for weighing in. Okay, I'm gonna move on. All right. Okay, Marquita, you're up next. Danielle, you're coming. Okay, because Danielle's situation, y'all, is crazy. Okay, Marquita.
Hi.
Okay, so I have to give y'all a little bit of a background regarding Marquita. First of all, Marquita is fabulous. So if you don't follow her, you need to. And the reason though is because Marquita, she's a Taurus, but she's like so creative. I feel like everything that you do is just so dope to me. Like just you're out there, like you're way out there. And I feel like what you're trying to do is important to society as well, because the overconsumption, she advocates for that. She does a lot of like thrifting hauls and things like that. And I really love your content. I think it's different. I think we need to see more of it compared to what we've been seeing with content creators and influencers, where they're trying to get you to buy this and buy this, and we're like over consuming. So what has your experience been trying to get into content creating, being an influencer, with you trying to stay true to who you are? Because you're a hippie, like you are an herb. Some would maybe even say call you like an herbalist, a spiritualist. Like, how do you feel about that?
Like, first, thank you. Also, you look so good. I said, God damn, when I got on this. Okay, anyway. So also I do accept your herbalist spiritualist.
Yes.
Thing. But okay, listening to Taylor earlier, it's like I do feel like sometimes influencers try to get, or people try to box them in, you know. And I don't even say influencer for myself. I just say content creator, because like she said, one day I'm reading books, one day I'm out with the goats, like I'm out here making sea balls, and then I'm thrifting, and then I'm showing you lock videos. But I don't want to be boxed in, but I'm trying to kind of just like stick to that one thing to be consistent. But the hard part is I've noticed that all of like my thrift videos, I think one has really, really went viral because I was doing a haul. And it was like a voiceover, and my voiceovers be funny sometimes. But when I tried to repeat that, and then I'm like, okay, that doesn't work. So you go to the next thing. So I like try to come at this from so many different angles. But do you know the videos that went viral the most is the video where the Susie Pesto stitch, where I'm talking about my family getting in a street brawl. Like, why is that the thing that like took off? Or
wait a minute, send me that behind.
It's pinned on my page.
Oh, it is. Okay, let me go to that. Hold on, keep talking though. Keep talking.
It's pinned on my page, but I'm
I
like,
think I've seen it.
Why is this?
Oh,
and
wait,
that's
it was a million views.
Yeah, and that's where I got the most followers. But what's crazy is on my Instagram, I got a lot of followers because one day I just randomly posted this video where I'm not talking, right? I just show them that I'm trying to limit my single-use plastic use, and I take a 5-gallon jug to the store and I fill it up. And the comments in that, it was like half good, but then half was like, wow, you think you're the only person doing this? This ain't new. And so my thing from this is just post the content, because no matter what you do, like it could be the best thing in the world or it could be, you know, terrible. You're gonna get the comments. But it is kind of frustrating because all my like the stuff that I want to be known for, like what the positivity that I'm trying to push out, like I'm not telling people to go buy stuff. I'm saying probably buy less, or showing you that you can, you know, make a cute outfit with some secondhand stuff. But it's like those get stuck in like the 200, 300 view jail.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's because people don't want to see that? Like people want to see a lifestyle that they can't easily obtain, or
maybe, but also kind of like Taylor said, like maybe not enough education around certain topics. Like no shade, whatever, she's great, but like you see creators like that and she's like fight, and I don't know if it's because we want to see us in certain areas or we want to see us in certain boxes, or maybe we don't want to see us in, I don't know, positive spaces, but it does suck. Like, because why can't I just post a little voiceover with a cleaning video and get the views? Like, I'm just as funny as Kylie Pitts. I'm hilarious.
right?
No?
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe it's about education, or maybe it's just that, like, what people are used to seeing, and so that kind of manifests into what they put on their feed, to be honest. Like, if you don't curate your feed to look how you want it to
Do
look,
you think the e-pains are more relatable, or do you think it's because they're more entertaining?
I think it could be both.
Okay.
But for a big, large portion, that is attainable. Like in her first pin video, she's like, y'all want me to be a role model? I'm not a role model. I got dishes in the back. I'm trifling. And it's like, yeah, damn, so are all of us. But then you keep going on this journey, and she's hooked these people in because she is funny, and she's doing wigs, and she's doing all the stuff that, like, you know, kind of probably relate to us. But I don't know if it's because we don't want to see something better, or I don't know if it's because maybe people think they can't do that. Like maybe people see you and they're like, I'm not praying to the damn moon. Like, you know, like maybe they see that and they like, I don't want to. So I really don't know, but it is for, and you know, one video that's like randomly taken off for me, it's one of my thrift videos, like where I show my outfit, but I'm talking about a hat that I'm wearing. It's my grandpa's hat. He was a Vietnam vet, and I'm just asking, do vets think that it's, you know, disrespectful to wear it? And I don't know, but all them white people latched on to that video, and they are like happy for me. Like, and I'm just like, damn, it ain't no black comments in here. Like none.
Hold on, let me pull up your channel, because I gotta pull it up so we can look together. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I guess I do have to stop that one. Okay, so we can verify some things. Okay, so
you see, it's the one I'm literally not even.
This
I ain't
one
got
right
no setup. I'm on a couch. Yeah,
but
that
this one, y'all, this one was everything. I'm sorry, but this one, I was like, I didn't even know you could do that with locks. We'll get into that one, but let's show the one that got the most views.
But I've never liked store-bought pesto.
No, it's like 6 minutes.
Oh my God, Susie, you are a little sly fucking dog. You are. That reminds me of this one time when I was probably like 8 years old, and I used to hang out with my big cousin Melissa on the weekend all the time. Like I wanted to be her shadow. She's probably like 15, but I just like wanted to be under her skin. Like I would wash dishes. I would do her chores so that she would be like, okay, Marquita, you can come to the fucking thing with us, right? So this one time I wash all her dishes, and we go to this popular place in Kansas City at the time called Crown Center. Now, at the time, Crown Center had a movie theater, and also kids just kind of got dropped off, and we would walk everywhere. So Melissa had this friend named LaQuandra, and they were in the same grade. So then there's little old 8-year-old me. So we're walking all around Crown Center. We're having the best time. We're at all the stores, blah, 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 blah. Then this group of girls, I don't know where they came from, but it was at least like 6 of them. And they hate my cousin's friend LaQuandra. So they're following us all through Crown Center. They're talking shit like, oh, I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass. But LaQuandra does not want to fight. LaQuandra does not want to fight these girls, and I don't know why. And my cousin Melissa was just trying to hold out because that girl be fighting, okay? But I guess maybe she didn't want to get kicked out of Crown Center, and I'm 8, so I don't know what's going on, okay? So anyway, we end up getting kicked out of Crown Center because these girls have been following us for like at least 45 minutes, and they are loud, and we're just walking away. But we all end up getting kicked out of Crown Center by security, whatever. So we call my auntie Ann, Lord rest her soul, and she comes to pick us up. She picks up me, LaQuandra, and Melissa. So anyway, my auntie Ann drives around the corner and she drops LaQuandra off. And LaQuandra lives with her grandparents. Now, when we drop LaQuandra off, it just so happens that that group of girls lives around the freaking corner. So they get to LaQuandra's house and they like surround my auntie's car. And they're like beating on the door. LaQuandra has to run inside of her house, and her grandpa's just like watching out the door. But LaQuandra does nothing. She throws no hands. She throws no bows. She just goes in the house, y'all. Okay, so now they're surrounding my auntie's car. They banging. They're like, let that bitch Melissa out. Let that bitch Melissa out. They're banging on her car. But my auntie Ann is cool. She's casual. She's relaxed. She's collected. Okay? She's an army vet, so she is poised. She calmly drives back around the corner to their own house, to her house. We all get out the car. She calmly says, Missy, that's what they call my cousin Melissa. Missy, when we get in this house, you gonna wrap your hair up, you gonna change your clothes and put on some tennis shoes, and we getting back in the car, and I'm driving you back around the corner, cause you gotta beat this bitch's ass. Okay? So now I'm hype. It's a fight. So then my cousin Michael gets in. My cousin Michael, that's my cousin Melissa's older brother. So this is my older cousin. He's like in his 20s at the time. He's hype as fuck. He's like, oh shit, it's about to be a fight. It's about to be a fight. So we all get in the car. Me, Michael, Missy, and we in the car. We drive back around the corner. The group of girls has quadrupled. I don't know where these people came from. They just came out the woodworks. The girl's parents are there. It's crazy. So my cousin Melissa, she gets out the car, just starts molly-whopping this girl. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. She's molly-whopping this girl. I mean, cleaning the floor with her face is eating the concrete, right? Okay, anyway. But the girl's mom is getting upset because she is getting beat the fuck up by my cousin Melissa. And not only is my cousin Melissa beating her the fuck up, any person who came running, any person who tried to jump in, Missy is swinging them off like little gnats. Like they're not facing her, but she's beating this girl down to the ground. So the girl's mom gets mad, right? So then she runs up and tries to swing on Missy. But my auntie Ann, mind you, this is my great auntie. This is my daddy's auntie. So she's my great auntie. My auntie Ann was like, oh, no, the fuck you ain't. She proceeds to kicking this girl's mom's ass. So now it is a full-out street brawl. It is a full-out street brawl. Oh my gosh, she's just whooping this bitch's ass. She's whooping this mama's ass. So I'm thinking like the bulk of it is over. No, my auntie Ann proceeds to break off a fucking tree branch and start whipping this woman in the back. My auntie's shirt fell off. I don't know where her shirt went, but it got ripped off. But it didn't matter. She was still whipping this woman with a freaking tree branch while Melissa is still beating up at least 8 girls at this point. At least 8 girls. So I'm sitting on the trunk of the car with my cousin Michael. We are watching. I'm 8. He's at least 23. The age difference was crazy, but we bonded over that moment because it was history being made. His mom and sister are fighting, and it's amazing. Anyway, so Melissa throws another girl onto the floor, and she kind of rolls over to the car where we're sitting. And my cousin Michael's like, Kiki, that's me. They call me Kiki. He's like, Kiki, kick her in the head. And I did it. So now I am in the street brawl. I'm 8. I'm in a street brawl. I've kicked this girl. It was exhilarating. Anyway, we calmly all get back in the car. We drive back around the corner to my auntie's house. And I mean, we honestly just reveled in that moment. Like I was proud to be a part of my family that day. Wow. Oh, and then later my cousin Michael went and found her mama's car and took a break and like busted the windows out and then like shot all her tires up. Anyway, you crazy, Susie. Keep being you, girl.
Me not being
Call me crazy if you want, but I've never liked store-bought pesto.
Oh my gosh, Susie, you are a little.
You didn't know how to edit that last part out?
I didn't realize. That was my early days. But anyway.
Yeah, y'all. Markeyta is funny, y'all. Okay, so that was your most popular video, right?
And so I saw somebody in your comments, like, I think also sometimes we might get that mentality, like everybody, like there's not enough room for everybody, but that's quite the opposite. Like there is enough room for every single person. Like there are billions of people on this earth, and
Right.
you know, it's something for everybody. So I think maybe that could be kind of it. Like, well, if I go and like this person or support this person, like I can't, it's going to take away from me, but it's not. You can light another candle and the candle is going to stay lit. But I think sometimes people just don't know that. I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah,
I mean, it's just crazy.
I don't know why those are saying 0, because those definitely have views, and I'm wearing that same shirt today.
Let me refresh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it seems like you kind of sit in the 200, 300s. But listen, they still views though.
They do what?
They're still views.
That's very true. And I guess for like the amount of followers I have, the engagement on my 300 view videos is cool. And I think that's kind of that was another story, that 62K. It was like a ghosty story that people love that. But guess what? They was white.
So okay, wait. So Marquita, I'm gonna ask you this. Do you feel like you're boxing yourself in when it comes to just catering to only the demographic of Black women? Maybe you would branch out and get more support outside of just Black women only?
And see, that's the thing. I feel like there's so many different types of Black women that I don't have to, like, we don't have to be in a box. Black
Right.
women like cosplaying, and they like fairies, and they like skating, and we like makeup, and we are multifaceted women. We're the most diverse women on this planet. So it just really just be hurting myself. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I talk with my friends too, because, you know, I do like theater or in acting sometimes. And I'm like, why Black people can't just have a movie where we're just whimsical, like floating in a
Oh
forest.
yeah.
And that's the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, you know,
Like, because, and then one of my friends who was not on the same wave as me, he was like, because Black people don't do that. And I'm like, see, and that's your problem. So no, I feel like I don't, while I'm not specifically catering to Black women, I'm catering to Black women. I'm a Black woman, and that's always gonna be at the very first. Okay.
Right.
What else? I'm a real nigga, but immediately after that, I'm a Black woman.
So it's hard. It's hard.
It is.
Because some people, I would say, me being a larger content creator, I would say don't be afraid to expand out to other communities. Because I've seen where certain type of Black women, they go out and they also are open to receiving support from other communities online as well, and their platform is actually able to grow. Then I also have seen it where, okay, other people from other communities are supporting you, and then like that's when all the other Black people start to come and support.
Right, like they once you start popping in the other, they're like, oh my God, the white gays, we must follow.
Yes, I'm just a messenger. Yeah,
the Dr. Umar would not be proud of that. I don't like that.
I'm just a messenger. So that's
so I'm gonna keep going. It's not gonna discourage me, because you need the consistency, right? Because it can be that one little video, you just never know. And then sometimes you post a video and like 2 months later, people comment and you're like, what the heck? But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna always root for, you know, Black people, because that's me. But yeah, it pains me sometimes. So I really don't know, like, what do we do? How do you even branch out to
Marquita, I feel like you got to keep showing your personality. That's it. Because I notice your content does really well when you are showing your personality. Like, yes, you are amazingly creative, but your personality eats a lot of people on social media. I'm sorry. And the reason is because I've been around you. Like, we play around all the time. We are kids, literally.
Right.
It's like, if people would see your personality more, I really feel like you would just really take off. And it's crazy. I feel like people are going to catch on to your creativity later. Like, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we're creative too. Like, because it's like, you have to go with what people are latching onto. And I feel like
Right.
the views, people are latching on to your commentary, people are latching on to your story times because you're funny. You are funny. You have a really dope personality. And so I feel like people are gonna catch on to creativity later. That's
Yeah,
what
you're right.
kind of sucks, but you got it. Okay. Hold tight. I'm gonna come back to you. But next I'm gonna bring up Danielle.
Okay.
Because her situation is crazy. Danielle, how are you? Oh, wait.
Oh, okay. Unmute.
Yes. Okay. So I had to save you towards the end a little bit because your situation, you got the receipts. She was like, I came with the receipts. So let me go ahead and pull up these receipts. Danielle is a great friend of mine, but she's also a content creator. And how long have you been content creating?
Ooh, I had to go back on my YouTube and look at how long I've actually been. So my oldest video is about 8 years old, but I've actually taken probably down some of my earliest videos. I've been on YouTube since like 2010. Okay. And I've been creating content probably since then. I used to do a lot of like beauty stuff. If you go down to like the oldest one of my videos, it was like lip swatches back before like Kylie came out with her lip kits and stuff like that. I was heavy into just trying new lipsticks. I was the one that would probably pop out with a blue lipstick, a gray lipstick. So I've been doing content for years.
Now, can you talk a little bit about how you worked in the natural hair community as well, working with certain brands and things like that? What was your experience as well?
So I've been a natural girly since 2004 when it wasn't the most popular thing. And it was only maybe a few brands on the shelf like Miss Jessie's and
I forgot about Miss Jessie.
Right. And Carol's daughter.
Right.
So, okay.
Back
and
in
I remember when Carol's daughter launched in Sephora. I was like, what? She got in Sephora?
Yeah.
So I've been doing like natural hair stuff and I've cut my hair off. I've grown it back out and I'm now back in the growing out process. But I used to work, I've done natural hair modeling for Camille Rose Naturals. I've done a couple of conventions with her, paid of course, and also with Dark and Lovely. And so my experience, I've seen like the natural hair girlies that they started to gravitate towards and pick. And then it started to get weird. It really started to get weird as far as like when more brands started coming out with their hair care lines for natural hair, the women that they were picking and the textures that they were picking. And then the idolization and then how it started to make certain women in that community feel bad about their texture of hair and how they don't fit into that space. And it's crazy because when I became obsessed with natural hair, it was from an online community called naturality.com. And there was women on there with kinky hair, like locks, like, and I became obsessed. And when I saw it started to get very weird and how they were like just picking certain textures and certain type of women, I bowed out because I just did not like the message that it was creating. And not
Can you talk about that one story? You don't have to say the brand's name, but the photo shoot situation.
Oh, girl, I was just about to get on that. Let me tell you. So they told me to come to the photo shoot and they said, come wash, like whatever, you could use your own products. The person that they had doing my hair was Black, but the way that he was like picking apart my hair, he was ripping it out, first of all, and then put me in some type of style. And I don't know if it was because I was the last model or what, but I looked like a little kid. And then I noticed that the other girl, if I gotta find the link. It was so long ago. But I looked like a little kid. And I was just like, was he tired? Could he not come up with hairstyle? I could have done my own hair, to be honest with you. But let's be clear. Like they lied about the products that was used on my hair. And not to mention the ones that they gave me free, I threw them all in the trash, child.
That's why I was like, don't say the name, but yeah, like that was her experience as a natural content creator, kind of like back in, and you were in New York at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was like your lifestyle and everything like that, and so it was at the height of, I would say, the primal area for natural hair and things like that. So it's crazy that they were putting those products out there and false advertising the products that were being used. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit. Hold on, wait a minute. We got some audio issue. Okay. I think we good.
Okay.
I just wanted to double check. But so with everything with that to you trying to get back into, oh wait. Oh no. I don't know what happened. Uh-oh. Dang. I wanted her. Okay, we just gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to save her for the finale. Oh wait, she's back.
Girl, okay. That was my mama. Hopefully she don't call me back.
Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and transition the conversation into, now that you're trying to get back into content creating, what are some things that you've noticed? Because I felt like it was more easier to become successful with natural hair when it was in its prime, but now things are a little different. Like, what are some of the changes that you've noticed with content creating now versus then?
So back when I started making natural hair videos on YouTube, I was getting hits. I think one of my highest ones was like 40K. And I was just doing like a little wash and go video, and that was how like my Instagram even got popping. It's just showing girls like products. I was being contacted by a lot of up and coming brands to try their products, and I was doing product reviews. And by this time, I definitely already knew what was going to work for my hair and what was not going to work for my hair. There was a period where there was a transition where I felt like there were certain pages that, to me, kind of like promoted only certain type of women or certain type of content. There are certain pages that also like the controversy and then created, I feel like a community of people that like to hate and like to say whatever they want to say. And then they literally post the content and then hide their hands. And then once all the hate is spewed and the drama is spewed, it's like, well,
the engagement. They got the engagement.
They got the engagement. Exactly. So it's kind of like people are starting to go along with the hype. I've even seen a lot of the natural hair girlies that were praised jump off of the internet and end up cutting their hair off or disappearing. And I was just like, wow, what is happening? Because they were attracting women or people that they were just like that self-hate. You're making me hate myself. Like, I don't like the fact that you're being praised and put on this pedestal and I don't look like you. And so I don't like myself. So I'm going to put negative comments and I'm going to say this, that, and the third. And I just saw this transition, and just in the internet in general, especially like with social media and these blogs. Back in the day, I had a women's magazine. I think we talked about this, where we were trying to celebrate Black and brown women. And we said we were not going to join the community of people that are chasing the drama for numbers. But then there were more pages that started popping up with the drama for numbers. And from there, I feel like now it's just a spirit going around. It's a spirit going around.
So do you know of any, like, back then versus, because I feel like back then there were so many like positive pages centered around natural hair. I don't even really see them anymore, or they're not getting the engagement or the traction like they used to. So let me just go ahead and pull it up.
Girl,
let me go ahead and pull it up because I need to see. So
why are you pulling that up?
you had a
Some
video.
of my favorite.
Go ahead.
Some of my favorite natural hair pages I unfollowed because they started posting things. They like the controversy in the Black community. I'm like, what does that have to do with hair? Like with dating, what does dating have to do with hair? Then you're showing somebody burning somebody's hair off.
Yeah. Oh, wait. You're saying a natural hair page started posting dating content?
Yes. There are several natural hair pages. Natural hair pages. This is what y'all supposed to be posting. And they're posting stuff about dating. The back and forth between men and women. And I'm like, what does it have to do? And even just like how Taylor was saying, the comments that were popping up, it's like, what does this have to do? People were engaging, saying, what does this have to do with natural hair? But it was keeping the numbers going. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They were recognizing.
Girl, they was trying to keep the lights on.
Exactly.
So let's get into your recent experience. So
okay.
Danielle recently went viral, and she went viral for this video. Now I'm gonna have to push mute every now and then because of the song is copyrighted. But let me just show the video. Okay, so let me just play it again. This was a reaction video that some would interpret slightly negative, but it's supposed to be funny. And it started going viral. Like, how many views did you get from just this reaction?
It was 306,645 views.
Okay. And so you ended up deleting it. Why?
And it would have reached 1 million. And that was within 48 hours. That's reached. Nice. I had to turn my notifications off. I deleted it because, one, some of the comments, I was being over-sexualized. 2, I got racist comments. And then 3, red pillars entered the chat. So in order to protect my mental health and the things that were being said and the community that I was trying to build on my platform, I took the video down. And then I released the video after that saying, like, this ain't that. Like, let's be clear. I didn't even know that video, of all the things that I post, will go viral. I make some dope transitional videos. I take time and like creating and things like that because I love like video editing. And that was the one that went viral, which is crazy.
And so you started getting the negative comments, which was boosting your engagement. It did. It boosted your engagement. But let me pull it up because I have. Oh, here it is. Because we're gonna look at the numbers. You know, we like to bring receipts. Was it? Okay, here it is. So I noticed one thing I noticed was your subscriber count shot up.
Yep.
Shot up. Let me remove this so people can see it. I don't think y'all can see it. So your subscriber count went from here to here. So you started going up with subscribers. Your views went up. So like everything was just going up, which would have been great for your channel, but it was something that was so negative, and all of your other content was overlooked. And then people, what do you think people were subscribing for though? If that was the only, because I think that was the only video that you had like that.
Yeah, that was the highest views I've ever received on any video that I've ever posted. Even the content, like when I first got on YouTube, before the algorithm started algorithming, that was the highest numbers. And that it was just surprising. Like I gained 1,500 subscribers, and I was just like, I'm prepared for them to leave because I think they confused with what type of content I'm going to be posting. Granted, I do like reaction videos, but I still wanted to stay on brand, and it was about hair. the topic was about hair. And I'm like, well, what are they here for?
Mhm.
And so I would prefer to attract a community that's going to stay and actually be here for the content and the positive content that I'm trying to push out versus anything that could be perceived as negative. And so I did lose a couple when they realized this ain't that.
Right. Right.
And I was fine with that. And I'm still trying to, like, you know, discover my niche or whatever and attract my tribe. But all in all, you know, numbers are important, but sometimes all numbers ain't good numbers.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's true. Because then even if, you know, you were to create content like that and then stop creating content like that, people are not going to engage the same.
Mhm.
Like even right now, like my if you notice, my views are down. Normally the room is like at 2,000, almost 3,000. So it's like there's no balance to it. Like there's no balance to it. This conversation is different. This conversation is more on the positive side. There's no celebrities attached to the conversation. And so because of that, it's like as Black women, when we try to create these positive images, we try to create these positive spaces, we try to create these positive conversations, we try to create other conversations, other topics. It's like, so it's harder to, and this is another reason why I wanted to bring on smaller content creators, is simply because it's going to be hard for you to build a platform, and it should not be this hard. It's not this hard for Alex Earls or Kylie Pitt. It's not, but it's extremely hard for us, and we tend to just be fixated on the same conversation. It's always dating, relationships, somebody got cheated on, or somebody's man. It's always that. So there's no real balance. So thank you for coming up here. Hold tight, because I'm going to bring up Emily, and then we're going to try to wrap things up. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Emily. Oh,
I was on my phone for a second there. That was multitasking. Hi. I'm great. How are you?
Good. Okay. I'm so excited you was able to join. I know I asked you last minute, so I was like, oh my God, thank you.
No, I appreciate it. I was so excited.
Thank you. I needed someone else to come up here and kind of chime in. Now, I think we've covered all platforms, because Danielle was YouTube, Marquita was TikTok, and then Taylor spoke on Instagram, and you are also on TikTok. But yes, I do see when you pop up on my For You page, I see your content. Your platform is growing. Mm-hmm. What do you want to add to this conversation? Like, what have you seen within this short time frame of your content, like, really starting to take off?
Yeah, I mean, I started getting serious about making content this year. First of all, you inspired me to start my own channel and my own content. So I started January, and I quickly realized that people don't like positive anything. I did. And I quickly realized the trending topics is what goes viral. The toxic stuff is what goes viral. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, okay, but I know that I'm put on this earth to teach people, to put good things out there. Right. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going through a healing journey, and I'm going to share my healing journey and like give tips and tricks to people who are actually very serious about it. So I started doing that. And of course, the engagement wasn't there. Wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, so I'm like looking at my content and rebranding everything. And I'm like, okay, so people go viral off of trending topics. Yes. So then I started talking about trending topics, but then I was also trying to put like kind of what you do, like a positive message into it. Mm-hmm. So it's not completely toxic. Right. When I started getting the views and the followers, and most of my followers came from when Risa Tisa went like viral. Okay. About that. So the toxic, of course, everybody loves that. So I was talking about that, and that's where my followers came. And it's been hard. And one thing I realized about content creating, you have to have very thick skin. If you don't have thick skin, this is not for you. There's been times, and still to this day, there's times I'm like, Emily, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? There's people try to twist your words
Oh
and
yeah.
try to make you to be somebody that you're not. And that is the hardest thing for me, because I'm like, you're trying to put words in my mouth, and I never said that. I never insinuated that. And you're just here to attack me. And then I also started to notice that when Black women go viral, a lot of times they're wearing bonnets and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with bonnets, okay? Do what you want to do. I don't want to get into that,
Right.
topic. But I'm like, I never truly see Black women put together going viral. Like, I want to see that more. I want to see the beauty of Black women. And there's so many. Like, I mean, look at all these beautiful women who just came up. Like, I want to see those people. But I feel like with Black women, especially, us supporting each other, other people supporting us, it's only the toxic stuff that people want to hear and see. And nothing against Ekan at all, because I know she also has to eat. She
Right.
has- But when I went on her page, I was shocked at the amount of people that I saw, like, following her. I'm like, wow, that is insane.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
a lot of people.
Yeah, and the whole Alex Earl thing, and we talk about why we don't have an Alex Earl. It's just people don't want positive content. And
Man.
I also realized Black women, although we build each other up, we're really good at that. I will always love Black women. I'm a Black woman at the end of the day. We also do a very good job at tearing each other down.
Yeah.
Like, for example, one of my videos.
Just as fast. We build them up. Yeah.
And honestly, you also helped me realize something about my content, where you're like, if you're a content creator and you want to, get on this journey, I would highly suggest you branch out to, white women, Asian women. And I'm like, that is so true. Like, I have to start rebranding my content, because a lot of times when I talk about toxic topics, I don't like talking about toxic topics. There's literally times I'm getting thousands of views and it's good engagement, but I'm like, I just wish people would just stop watching the video and stop making comments, because it's like, it's so much negativity coming towards me, and I have to log out. I have to just leave the app for the day or the weekend, because my mind, and because I'm a very peaceful person at all times. So I don't like things coming in that are disturbing my peace. And
Emily, your energy is just so warm and
Thank you.
But I know not everybody gets that from your videos, but they don't know they don't know you like that. So I know that could be frustrating. And then they twisting.
Twisting the words is the hardest thing for me, because I'm like, you're trying to make me into someone that I'm not. And the hardest thing I've also realized is that there's other content creators who have bigger platforms than you that will try to tear you down as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, and on TikTok. Especially on TikTok. Yeah.
People are so toxic on TikTok.
Yeah.
And it happened with me recently. You played one of my videos about when I was talking about Aaliyah J, she was getting attacked. And I was defending her. And somebody had tagged a bigger content creator. She has like 56,000 people. And me and my little 13,000, she comes into my comments, like, and she's a Black woman, calling me bird brained. And I'm like, but it's like, and I went on her platform before she said that. And like, there's things I don't agree with, but I don't make any disparaging comments. And there's stuff that I agree with that I like. But I'm like, why are you attacking me, a smaller content creator, creating an opinion? And that is the other thing. Like, people think you're only supposed to say one thing only should be right.
But what was negative about the Aaliyah J video? Because I played that. What was negative about it?
Because I said that there is a downside to privilege. And I gave examples on that. And her stance was, because she started the conversation, that there isn't, and that women who are beautiful, they just want a reason to cry, and that we don't experience bad things from being pretty, and the things that we've experienced with being beautiful women. So she called me a bird brain because I didn't agree with that. So I said, okay.
That's crazy.
Very crazy. Very crazy.
Here is Emily's TikTok. So again, we're going to leave links after the video. All content creators will have links to their channels and things like that. Okay. So where is the Aaliyah J? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Ooh, it went viral too. But I didn't think you said anything negative.
I didn't think I did so either. example that there is a downside to pretty privilege. Not too long ago, people were up and down my FYP fighting beautiful women and telling them, oh, there is no downside to pretty privilege. You're just pretty and you just get everything good. When you are a beautiful woman and the world sees you as that and holds you to that standard, you cannot slip. You cannot gain weight. You cannot look a certain way people are not expecting you to look. You can't age. You gain weight, people are going to treat you like Aaliyah over here. People are going to start talking shit about you. People are going to start looking at you like, oh, what happened to you? It's so sad and unfortunate that we live in a world when people see somebody who gains weight and their immediate reaction is, oh, what happened to you? Instead of taking a step back and thinking, is she okay? Is everything okay going on in her life? Because nobody just gains weight for no reason. Like, it could be a medical issue. She could be depressed. She could have a mental something going on. Or she could just be happy. She could just be like, you know what? I am at a time in my life where I like my body the way it is. If I get bigger, I get bigger. I'm just going to enjoy my favorite foods and I'm just going to live my life, which is perfectly okay too. But the first thing, and the funny part about all of this is always women who look the worst. They look worse than that person calling them out. And this also, of course, happens in friendships and family members. You come home after being away for so long and you gain weight. And the first thing that comes out of people's mouth is, you gain a lot of weight, you need to lose some weight. It's so disgusting. But this whole thing is really, truly, at the end of the day, there is a downside to pretty privilege. When you're beautiful, you are expected to stay beautiful. You cannot slip. And to the women who take the stance of, there is no downside to pretty privilege, are women who either feel like they don't have it or they feel like they don't get attention from men, and they see the attention that women get from other men and they think, oh, there is no downside, but they don't consider everything else that comes from it. They don't consider the constant, like somebody coming at you constantly sexualizing you. They don't consider that because they want that so badly. They don't see a downside to it. What's happening to Aaliyah J right now is a perfect example that there is a downside to pretty privilege. Not too long ago, yeah, that's all I said.
How? Like, I don't know how that.
I don't know either.
I don't know what you said wrong. Honestly, it was sad.
Like, I wasn't attacking anyone. I wasn't insinuating. I didn't get the creator who attacked me. Like, I never even insinuated her. I wasn't even thinking of her.
I don't think people understand there's a downside to just about everything. There's always an opposite to everything. So that's just the duality in life. But
yeah,
I don't know. People can only see from their perspective. People can only see from based off of their own experiences and things like that. And you spoke well, like you didn't tear anyone down. So I was shocked. I thought it was a great take. I even told you that.
Thank you. That's what I thought. But there's people in the comments. There's always people in the comments arguing you down.
Is the original content creator in the chat? Is J Marie in the chat?
Is she? Oh my! I love her. I hope she is.
I know. That sounds like. Is she here?
I follow her. I love her content. She's so beautiful. Oh my gosh!
Oh, she was a bit ago. Okay, I would have added her to bring her up here. Oh, she is here. Okay, let me send you a link. If you want to come up here and speak and weigh in as well. Because her content, okay, so your commentary, Danielle is natural hair, Marquita is earthy girly, and then I would have to say Taylor is like book club, earthy, spiritual girly. So we don't have a Lux girl up here. So we should also talk to her as well about her experience. But I thank you for coming up here. Was there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, not really. I just wish, as us as Black people, we would just focus more on positive things. And I just feel like our community, doesn't matter if you're African Americans, diaspora, like everywhere, we just like toxic stuff more than anything. And I'm just like, there's more to life. There's so much more to, be joyous about. Like positive stuff come into my FYP and I get happy seeing that. And I love making positive content because when I'm done making it, I feel so happy. But I know that content is not going to get the most views, but it's like, it's okay. It's like only 10 people who see it, who like it. that's
Right.
fine. So that's
Right.
what I had to, you know, talk to myself about, and staying true to myself, and why I started making content. So you cannot stay true to yourself. And I understand sometimes you are going to need to talk about trending topics, so you are put out there so people see you, but just stay true to yourself.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
I do want to ask you this,
Mhm.
because like as Black people, when you look at us as a community, right?
Mhm.
Do you think that the toxicity is what people can relate to based off of their circumstances?
Absolutely.
So do you think it may be part of the problem?
Yes, absolutely.
That's why
Because
I feel like we need more people taking
Mhm.
those toxic viral moments and twisting them into something positive. That's been
Yeah.
my game plan since I got into it, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to just sit up here and sip tea. That
Mhm.
is not appealing to me. I don't like
Mhm.
laughing at other people's misfortunes. Like, it's not funny. To me, it's
No,
not funny. Because
at all.
if I was in the situation, I wouldn't be
Mhm.
laughing, so I'm not going to laugh at someone else's misfortune or laugh at their pain. But I
Exactly.
do feel like we as a culture, okay, like we see like this is the viral thing. Let's
Mhm.
grab it and twist it into something positive. We have the power to do that. And
Mhm.
so, like, yes, this may be the state of the culture based
Mhm.
off of some people's circumstances, but we do have the ability to turn that around. And so I
Absolutely.
just wanted to leave you with that. Like, don't get discouraged. And yes, you may get some pushback and things like that, because like I said, that message that you had was a positive, great message. It was to add balance to a conversation, like, hey, don't idolize another woman just simply
Mhm.
because you feel like she's privileged in this way. There's always going to be a downside to
Mhm.
certain privileges and things like that. So I think that's important as well. But I just didn't want to leave this on a negative note that
Yeah.
you should be discouraged just because you're seeing like this is the state of the culture. This may
Mhm.
be the state of the culture right now, but we have the power to shift it by implementing more positive things, more positive conversations, and narrating them in a more positive direction instead of just sitting
Yeah.
up and kicking about it,
Right.
Okay.
Well, that
Well,
definitely fueled me. Thank you. That definitely
keep
fueled.
going. And don't be afraid to take breaks, because if you're going to be doing like light work, healing stuff, you got to take breaks. Make sure you're cleansing. And then that's another thing too. Take those spiritual baths.
Girl, I do. I
Take the
do. I'm
spiritual
so
baths.
happy you introduced those to me, girl. Like, I'm like, Yoni, you the go for that, because when I'm done with them bats, I'm floating
Yes.
on here. I'm
So
floating.
like when you have an experience, like, because I do it all the time. When I'm getting a lot of negativity like that, I get in that bath.
Yep.
I take my spiritual bath. I get all of that gunk off of me. I listen to my healing frequencies and I cleanse my energy, and then I'm back. Now, you may have to block some people. You
Oh,
do. You may have to block some people and set some boundaries, but you need to, like, people will start to send you that negative energy, and you can be like, no, that's y'all stuff. That don't got nothing to do with me. So just make sure you do that. Okay.
Thank you so much, girl. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned just in case Jessieca wants to come up here, because I would love for her to come up here and talk. She doesn't even have to. Jessieca, if you're in here, you don't have to camera up and mic up. These ladies were prepared. So if you just stopped in and popped in to see what was being discussed and you didn't want to mic up or anything like that, you can still come up and join. But let's see. Let me go ahead and remove this. But thank you. Okay, just hold on tight because I want to see if she'll pop in. Let's see. Okay, what are the ages? So let's get in that. Taylor, you can go first. My bad, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
That's okay. I'm 31.
31. Okay, hold on. Marquita.
I'm also 31.
31. Okay. I didn't know that. Danny.
I am 39.
39. Yes. Yes. Okay. Emily.
Danny, first of all, you don't even look like you're 39. That's shocking. That is
I'm trying
absolutely
to tell people.
But I'm 29. I just turned 29 like August 27th.
Okay, 21. All right. I'm young. I don't mind the messy. And see, that's another thing. I feel like because I have to be real with y'all, right? When I was younger, I was into Bad Girls Club. I was into, oh my God, I was obsessed with Love and Hip Hop. I was into, what else? Jersey Shore. So it's like, I get it. Like, I was into that stuff. I was young. I was into it. So I'm not here to judge anyone at all. I just expect more balance. Like, that's it. I don't expect for there to be this saint energy on social media. That's just not realistic. It's just like Taylor mentioned, it's very lopsided. And it's like, okay, like, we can have the mess, but like, why can't we have a little bit of the positivity as well? You know, so that is kind of what we wanted to talk about, was just to bring balance. Okay. Is Jessica in the chat? So no, I expect a 20-something-year-old to be into that type of content. I do. Panda, thank you for the super chat. That's so sweet. That's why I'm like, where did she go? Oh, okay. You just click the link. Okay, I see her comment now. You just click the link. You can click the link on your phone. And like I said, you don't have to camera up or anything like that if you don't want to. It's kind of like a Zoom meeting. So once you click the link, it should take you right to the live stream. Okay, let me move this. Do any of the, like, is there anyone in the chat that wants to talk about their personal experience so far with content creating? Do you have any questions if you're wanting to get into content creating as we wait for Jessieca? Because I know I have a few women on Discord that are trying to get into content creating and things like that. That is so true. That was a point that was not made. Most of these big content creators have kids as their followers. I believe that's true, especially for E. Kane. I believe that's true as well. How do you decide which type of content goes on which platform? Ooh, based off of my audience, I kind of go according to the analytics, like what I can post on here versus what I can't post on other platforms. So it just depends on the analytics. Like I said, social media, it is a big numbers game all the way down to the algorithm. So you'll know what you should post to what platform just based off of the numbers alone, if you're focused on being successful with your platform. Yes. Social media kits are important for sponsorship deals. When I first started, no, it was like a simple email me and then we'll talk about rates. But as of 2024, I would say social media kits are vital for your success when it comes to sponsorship deals, for sure. I don't think stocking is not normal, but you can expect for people to watch you frequently. I don't know how to answer that, because it's like you are signing up to be watched on social media. So you're kind of signing up for people to be engaged and kind of tune in to what you're posting to social media. But to say stalking, like, that's insane. Okay, Jessieca is here.
I'm still trying to like work. I just have to pull my phone. If my hand gets high, I'm gonna be all right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, you guys. I've never done this before.
You haven't? I got so sad watching your video when I originally saw it because, oh my God, like I understood exactly where you were coming from as far as transitioning your content to more positivity and the struggles that come with that. And then how you were well supported over here, but then like you're not supported the same over here, but you're growing as a content creator. And so as you're growing as a content creator, part of being authentic is you want to share that journey with your followers.
Yeah.
So what has been your struggle with that so far?
It's weird because if I think about Style by J. Marie, which was the other side of my transition, weird things would happen, like what's happening now, but I couldn't pinpoint it. So to give you guys some context of what I'm talking about, even though I used to post revealing before, parts of me wanted to clean up my act. But I had got so used to instant gratification and getting so many partnerships from showing my body, right? That when I wanted to like pivot, I'll do something like classify it up. And I'd be like, oh, this post ain't getting no engagement. Then I'd be like, okay, let me go back to the bikinis. Let me go back to what works because this is what's getting engagement. And I guess like on my journey of getting older, I was just like, you know what? I don't care about engagement anymore. I want to change for myself. But this is the thing. I've always loved Black women. So my content, by me being a dark-skinned Black woman, I've always wanted to make content for dark-skinned girls for so many reasons. I make the content for Black women in general, but for dark-skinned girls had my heart because I knew, and I'm being very transparent, so I'm giving you the tea, okay?
It's okay.
Dark-skinned girls on social media don't get to be, before we get to the classy part, because I'm going to get to that, dark-skinned girls don't get to be promoted the same way light-skinned women are. And I'm not talking about like likes and all that. I'm talking about energy. Most of the time when dark-skinned girls hit the surface of being like popular, it's from a viewpoint of being insecure. I don't like myself. I've been bullied so long. I don't like my skin color. I don't like my hair texture. You don't get a lot of dark-skinned girls who was just like, I'm that girl. When I hit the scene, people fell in love with me because they was just like, what is confidence came from? We don't see this. So that's what made me get pop. And I grew quickly. I went from like 5K, 10K, wake up. One day I went viral on Twitter from having like this peach top on. I opened up my live and it had like 100K people on. I clicked it off so fast because I wasn't used to it. I'm like, there's too many people. This weird. And it just kept growing so fast because my confidence. It's crazy to me, and this is why I made the post that I made on TikTok. I never been bullied on social media before. When I made the switch, it was so weird. I came online one day and I posted a question on my Instagram, and I was just like, have you guys ever noticed femininity is not really pushed in the Black community? And when I seen how women took offense to that, it shook me. Because I've always been the type of content creator who wanted to share my journeys. If I learned how to do a brow, I'm on that tomorrow. Y'all, look, put the brow on this side, okay? So when I posed that question and I seen all them get upset with me, I was just like, wait a minute. Is femininity not okay for Black women? Did I walk into something that I didn't know was a problem because I never was interested in femininity? I view femininity as uppity as well when I first started my journey. So growing up in the hood, growing up around other Black women that go against me today, I never looked at softness as a positive thing. I thought those women thought they were better, right?
I looked at it. That's crazy because I thought like soft was weak.
I don't think I thought it was weak because I didn't get to see it.
Right.
View. I just seen it as growing up as a little girl, the girl who had the feminine energy, she'd be like, oh, she thinks she all that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I never viewed it as this is what we are supposed to be like.
Right.
When I impose that question, I'm thinking Black women are going to back me on this and be like, okay, well, look, we are going through the same thing, but instead they got pissed off. They was just like, oh, not the femininity you think, the one dressing up, purses and this and that, just automatically judging me on thinking that I know nothing about femininity and my source of femininity comes from clothes and purses and perfume.
How would you define it? How would you define femininity for yourself?
Well, femininity for me is not aesthetic. And it's so funny because I look good, people automatically think that I don't know anything about it. And my glow up wouldn't be what it is if I didn't know what it was for real.
Mm-hmm.
I just look good because the inside is healed.
Right.
People don't understand it, like, oh, well, you turn to this person who likes only material things. My femininity brought me to that place because before I viewed things as I didn't deserve. When I started healing my energy, I started realizing I deserve the best. So it's not a connection to luxury, it's a connection to I deserve the highest of the highest. You get one life to live. And what I noticed and why I made that video, and I'm gonna get to that, femininity for me is knowing your worth. And you have to be able to know a feminine woman is not going to continue to put herself on a chopping block. Even though I love Black women, I'm not going to get up every day and make content and say, oh, get this highlighter. It's for dark skinned girls. And then all the dark skinned girls in the comment section say, who? We don't like that concealer. Not for me. Who? You let somebody else get it. Girl, that's out of our price range. We don't got no money. We broke. So I'm getting all the negativity in my comments and y'all ruining my career. But I'm making the content for you. Isn't that weird?
Are you being policed to a degree? Because I be noticing that.
It's police. It's police. It's cherry picking and it's nitpicking. Nitpicking everything. But those same women sit on the sideline under light skinned girl posts and mixed girls and be like, what concealer? What lip? And none of this stuff match you. None of it match you.
Right.
You can't wear a Leah face concealer. You can't wear Cara Monique's concealer foundation. But y'all begging them, but you're dark skinned. It's very confusing. Even when what's the other girl? E. Kane told them that there was Black girls or whatever. They literally say, "Oh, she's not talking to me. We're not entertaining her." But I can say one thing: they want to drag for days. Why are you not ignoring me? But you ignored E. Kane. She made a direct attack to you. Right. I'm not even talking to you. I don't even know you. But I'm making the content for you, but you attack me on a daily about every little thing.
Do you? It's really sounding like you get projected on a lot.
I definitely do.
You do. It's sounding like you trigger them because you are a mirror for who they could be. Your lifestyle is a mirror for what they desire, but maybe they're not willing to put in the work for themselves to be in your position. Because
I don't think it's the aesthetic. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I pressed something.
Oh no. Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, if I press done, is it gonna exit it out?
Yes.
You know that you're so pretty.
Okay, thank you, son.
Okay. That's so sweet.
Okay, wait, if I press X, okay, I'm back out. I don't think it's the aesthetic that triggers them. For a long time on social media, I hid that I even had sense. I kept things surface level with just taking pictures. When women hear me talk, and I get this from older women that come on my live all the time, they be like, girl, you really know more than what your age group is supposed to be knowing. And she was like, that triggers them because they expect me to get on here and be like, get that money, get that bread, but then I be saying stuff that's wiser, that it's gonna take them a little longer. They gotta really sit in a room and feel me first and be like, damn, Jessieca, right? So they be hating me at first and then sit in my life for a little bit and it was like, oh my God, she's right. And like I told them, I never wanted to be like this type of person. I hid this from social media because I was afraid of my own voice, because some days I would read myself. I'll be talking to them and I'll read myself down and I'm like, wait,
I relate to that.
Myself. But the reason why I made that video, because I'm trying to bring this all together so I don't be long-winded, is because it hurts my heart to see my community really have an issue with positivity. Now, before I would say, oh no, it's not really that. I used to be like, no, it's the algorithm. It's the algorithm. They be hiding people posts. That's what I was thinking at first. But then I sat back and I figured it out. Black people think platforms hide our content, but we support negativity. If negativity can be pushed based off if y'all keep tapping that screen, liking it, sharing it, y'all going look it up because they be like, oh, we don't see you on the For You page. Y'all go to the shade room and type it in if you miss a post. You go to the Kane page and look it up when you miss a post. Look the shit up the same way.
Yeah.
That y'all just don't want to see positivity. You want the negativity. Negativity is more fun. It's easier to watch without triggering you. It's not making you feel any type of way. So we love to go and watch. And I tell this to my own sisters. When you make friends as a young girl in your 20s, be careful that you are not making friends that you feel like you're better than. And you keep in that circle around you, you're not going to elevate. You just keep being friends with people who you feel like you're better than. So you keep the girl with the 3 baby daddies. You keep the friend who always fighting around you because you feel better than them. But then when you look up, when you hit that 32 and none of your friends can't go to Paris with you.
Right.
Oh, now you wish you had better friends.
Right.
You didn't try to make good friends. So for that video, for me, I was very heartfelt because silently I've been dealing with so much bullying from Black women that it breaks my heart because I really don't come for them. And some girls will say things like, oh no, you classist, you give into respectability politics, or their favorite one. You try to be a white woman, you always wearing light colors, put some color on because it's giving us that you trying to be boring like white women. And it's so funny to me because they don't understand. You know who the nicest to me in my comments? White women. You know who go to bat for me? White women.
Markeyta,
you know, all my last partnerships where I have made like 80K, 70K, white women made me get it. But I never come to them and tell them that because they don't understand the internal fight that we're fighting is us. We're keeping each other down. I tell all the girls who are coming up as influencers, you know what I learned about usage, pay gaps, how much to charge brands. I learned it from white girls. Every time I kept going to brand trips with the white girls and being a token Black girl in the room, the white girls would put me on like, Jessieca, get on TikTok. I just bought a $2 million home. You need to post this. You need to do that. Every time I was around Black girls going to events, always keeping secrets. They keep it tight like this. We can't let nobody in. Everything is secretive and everything is competitive. They have in their mind that we only can let 2 Black girls be popping. All of us can't eat, but what we fail to realize is all of us can.
That's crazy.
All of us can blow, and it don't have to be a competitive thing. We can all be successful. We can all be on a tart trip and show people that there's different shades of Black girls, but we cherry pick. And you know what I noticed? And I'm not trying to throw shade when I say this because I know people gonna be recalling your stuff and going back to Instagram, girl, and TikTok. But even though I noticed like some people have to do like the attacking beauty brands to launch their career to be big, right? When I say this, I mean it in a caring way, and it's not like trying to be shady to nobody. But that comes with a level of not being a soft woman, because continuing to let people make you be an attack dog is not prioritizing your mental health. And that's why I say softness for Black women. We don't realize that we keep on doing this like teeter-totter. My mental health or being popular on Instagram. You have to come to a place of choosing self. We are not choosing self because we want the popularity. I realize if God not gonna give it to me with being demure or however they say it, I'm not doing it no other way, because you got Caucasian people being racist to you when you attack beauty brands. Then you got BLK people being against you. It's too much. You putting yourself in a center, and this is the crazy thing because we've seen it happen with Jackiana. After you do this whole little thing and standing up and being an attack dog, soon as you choose yourself and say that you don't want to do it anymore, your community gonna flip on you.
Oh, they've been flipping. They've been
They gonna
flipping
flip on you.
too.
They gonna nitpick everything you do. Oh, you think you better? You think
Ooh.
you're doing this? But as long as I keep on putting myself on a chopping block, y'all can love me. But as soon as I start relaxing in my softness, shopping, you know, loving on myself. Oh, she thinks she too. She thinks she all that.
I saw that with Jackie. I saw like first it was the sheets. And I'm like, well, she has that lifestyle to like.
But what's wrong with her steaming the sheets?
I don't know. I don't know. And she's very particular about certain things. She likes her sheets to be crisp. So me, I'm like, that's part of her lifestyle. I didn't understand.
Also, it's existing. If we really want to talk about it, Black women don't get to exist, and this is all colors of Black women. If you are, and we can do it right now. If we can name any creator that's big right now that's Black, they're performing, not existing. Kylie Pitts is existing. Alex Earl is existing. The girls get to exist. They do. And this, I don't want Caucasian people to take this offensive, because when we try to speak on this, they think that we're saying the people are basic. No, we're saying they get to exist. The content is not performative. Black women have to get up, put a wig on, do their eyebrows, do their lipstick, do their concealer, put the lights up, change the background, stand in an aesthetically pleasing room, white cabinets, everything perfect, and then still get half of everything and then get attacked. Yep. But everybody else could grow in their success and be comfortable. When those girls put my address online, because
they put your address online?
Put the address online, cursed me out like a dog, but that wasn't it. They were so mad at me. But this is when I was doing the reaction videos, and I never came to social media about it. I just held it in. They went as far as kept on like trying to report my page until TikTok took my page for 4 weeks. I had to prove to TikTok that I was not doing the bullying. They were bullying me. I had to somehow screenshot all of the stuff because my page was still up, but I couldn't go into it anymore. It was locked. And I had to show screenshots of them making things on Twitter, like let's mass report her. Good thing my friend showed me that whole thread. I was able to give it to TikTok, and it gave me the page back, but it took so long to get it back because I had to prove that I was being bullied. So after dealing with all of that, at this point, I finally come to a place of I give up on making content for Black women. Just like they lost lip gloss, I'm done.
Yeah, noted.
I'm done. And they can't convince me. They've been trying to convince me for the last 3 days. Oh, don't stop. Y'all don't even show up for me. So
I don't even think they understand your mental health.
They don't understand because they think if you go and read the comment section, they kept saying you're beautiful. I'm not coming from an insecure place. I know that I'm
right.
You're telling me about what I look like, but I'm telling you about real issues. That's like we're talking about the presidential election. Y'all talking about her silk press. They just don't get it. They don't get it. And like a few of the girls said before that you were talking to, it's the education.
Yeah.
I told a girl on live and it went completely over her head. I said the reason why y'all are so sensitive when it comes down to racism, because as a community, y'all are afraid to go and dig in our own history. You can't even go and look up what was happening to us because you are so afraid to see the truth. Because if we went and took our time as a whole, as a community, to go and look at what was happening, we wouldn't be doing colorism. We wouldn't be saying things that we're saying. We wouldn't even be acting this way. No, if we really went look up real history, not the stuff they teach us in the books, we would learn that Black women couldn't even be stay-at-home wives. There were laws put in place that you had to go to work because Caucasian women refuse to let you have the same right as them of being a homemaker. Then you will understand how diabolical it is for Black women to be mad that you want to stay home with your husband. It's sad that so many women in our community have the same experience of being bullied by family members because you stay at home with your kids. Oh, girl, you don't do nothing. You lazy. Black women, when they stay home, are seen as lazy. How are you lazy? Because you are being a wife. They're even doing this new thing on TikTok of being a wife is not a flex. Huh?
Oh my God.
Come again?
And do you notice that with you doing content creating that everything is so extreme?
It's so extreme. It's so extreme. and I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I literally have to take mental breaks off of TikTok. I just don't be on it like that anymore because it's so exhausting. Because at the end of the day, it's like a child. A child wants to still feel like they fit with their people. So
Mm-hmm.
naturally, I want to fit with Black people. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a connection to other people, other races. I
Right.
want to be with Black women.
Right.
But it's so exhausting to see our conversations like
Mm-hmm.
we are not prioritizing marriage, healthy relationships with our children, positive images, healthy hair growth. That's a you know how toxic it is to talk about natural hair.
Oh, I've been noticing. I saw that.
Can't even talk about hair on
I
our
think I saw you on another woman's live stream where she was talking. There was a young girl. She had a lace front on. That I think that was the background of the live. So, in how that is hurting young girls' self-esteem when
and
it
they
comes
don't
to
get it. If you continue to wear a lace front wig and you think that you're protecting your edges or whatever they're protecting, you're not understanding you are naturally teaching yourself to hate your hair. Naturally, because it's just like an Instagram filter. If I wear it all the time, when I take it off, I'm gonna think something wrong with me, but really I'm just to the filter. You're gonna think you need bigger lips, you're gonna think you need a smaller nose, you're gonna start nitpicking yourself because you're used to a filter. And I don't hate wigs. I did hair for 4 years successfully. What I do not like is Black women not understanding we are trading our beauty to look like transgenders. And they're tricking us. They're tricking us. They've been tricking us for so long, and we just keep falling for it. We have natural, gorgeous goddess beauty. But now we're sticking wigs on top and we're transforming ourselves to be the new men. Like, it's not making no type of sense. But then they get mad at you because they think that you're being a grandma. It's no way in the world we getting that comfortable for a full neck to be there. It's there. It's there. It only camouflages on Instagram on a filter, but in real life,
I did the whole lace front thing.
I did it too.
But I was what do they call it? Wig blind?
I was
wig blind.
I could pull up right now when I know my wig was tote up. Okay. And I went to celebrity hairstylists and it still was raggedy, but I was definitely wig blind and I didn't. I was making myself not see the lace. And I tell my followers everything. One day I came out the nail shop and I just thought I was just doing a damn thing, girl. I thought I looked so good. And the reflection outside of an Instagram, outside of a camera, bounced off the window shield. And I looked at myself and I said, this can't be what the wig looked like. Because it don't look like it when I'm on Instagram. And it gave me a full reality check. And I never wore a frontal ever since because I was like, it's no way I'm walking around with orange knots.
Oh, it looks
over bleach. And I'm comfortable and not realizing I'm making a fool out of myself. Like, why am I walking around like a clown on purpose? It's one thing to be a mistake, but on purpose, I'm putting it there every day. I'm putting the got to be gel and everything. And it's just like when I stopped wearing frontals, the softness of my look just glowed up like 60%.
Oh my God, I relate to this so much. I've done some changes too, and I honestly, a lot of it came with healing. Like a lot of it came with really doing the inner work and seeing how.
Turn the light on because it got so dark in the room. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Seeing how.
I was depending on natural light, but LA is starting to get this weird timing.
I was about to ask you where you from. I hear an accent. Are you from LA?
No, I'm from New Orleans. That's what you hear. Like,
okay. I was like, girl, why you like you in Houston or something? I hear New Orleans folk down here all the time. So I was like, why she sound like she's from New Orleans? So that, and then that adds another layer to this conversation as well, because it's like I feel like they get triggered by you because of where you come from, where you are today. And some women have low self-esteem where they don't think that they can come up from those places. Like they think that what you have achieved is out of reach for them. And
but
so
I don't have that kind of, I don't make my content in that way. So that's weird. I have the kind of content of like, let me help you get there. Not the content of Nan and the Boo Boo. Because I talk to the girls about that all the time. I say it's hard to watch women who just giving you the Nan and the Boo Boo, my life is better than you. But I'm always with a 1-2 level up. Like, come on, girl, let me show you this, and that, but it just triggers them because they want to be stuck in this. And this is a conversation that's important.
That's crazy.
Black women are male-centered naturally. And
Oof.
they don't like when I talk about this, but even I wasn't. And with a husband, I was. I didn't even, I grew up that way naturally because we are taught that your body is what attracts a man. Not your beauty, not your mind, not nothing. Just the body. The bigger the ass is, the more curves, the more man. So if you watch that from a little girl, you become male-centered. So what do Black women internalize? I need to be sexualizing myself in order to get male attention. We like men. We not out here attracting women. Naturally, if women want to be serious about this conversation, we want men. That's natural.
Right.
But being heavily male-centered, how Black women are, is so toxic for us. And in order to heal, we have to decenter men so that we can enjoy life the way we are supposed to. You can still like men, but you have to decenter them from being your everyday decision. Everything.
So how have you been seeing it in your space? Because I mean I talk about relationships, so I see it all the time. But like, how are you seeing it with your content? Because I've seen your content.
Well, you mean like, do I still do it, or how am I still seeing girls do it?
How are you still? Yeah, how are you? I guess how are you still seeing girls do it? Is it the questions they come to you and ask, or?
Yeah, it's the questions, and I have a mentorship. So I do how to be. This is my second year, so this year I have 45 members. And when my girls first come to me, but last year I had a few girls who just struggled the whole time, and she class again, and she struggled because she's male-centered. And I'm very honest with her. I say, the reason why you struggle is because you're so male-centered. And she was like, Jessica, I'm trying, but she's like, I'm only 23, and she was just, it's hard for me. And I say, I know, but just try, because someday she'll come to me and she'll be like, oh, I want to make this TikTok video of dapping these men off. And I'll be like, why? A feminine woman is not walking around a kickback dapping off fine men. Like, what are you doing?
I cringe.
That's trendy right now. And I have to tell her, sometimes I wish when I was 21, 22, somebody was telling me like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? But young girls think that this is the time now. I need to be hoish right now. And it's just like, y'all don't get it. The whole, it's not something you just need to go through.
But did you feel the pressure though when you was coming up and you were like,
I felt the pressure.
Yeah.
It was tenfold the pressure.
Yeah.
But I wish I had somebody like me tell me that the pressure only exists if you be in the environment. If I would have been ladylike or had the environment, I would have known to go elsewhere. Now, if I would have had the mind at that time to be like, instead of me going to the kickbacks to attract boys while I'm in college, I could have been going to take swimming lessons or doing something that I wanted to do for myself. Because what I hate to see for Black women is they wait so late to get in their feminine era, even myself.
Yeah.
And you can tell. I can give you a bunch of examples. When Black women started wearing bows, you will see a number of Black women getting online saying y'all overdoing it. People don't understand, in order for Black women to connect to femininity, we have to cosplay it. And people don't realize, in my first steps of becoming feminine, I had to overdo it to feel comfortable in it. So I felt like I had to wear more pink, do more girly stuff, because I couldn't feel it. So when you see Black women overly doing something, it's not because they're trying to, they're just trying to cosplay it so hard. No, Black women are trying to find their space in femininity because they have been in a system where they've been told you're not feminine for so long. So they feel attacked when they see femininity in Black women, because
I don't see that many examples either.
They don't have many, because when we do get it, we run it off. And we have a negative mind towards femininity, so we look at it in weird ways. So the reason why Black women attack the luxury space with Black girls, or you heard people saying, oh, I'm so happy when the Black girl luxury is over. I
feel like they like the ratchet luxury, the ratchet rich girl.
Yeah, not that though, but they know that's not feminine.
Right.
We are smart as a whole. Our whole community is very smart. We just use our smartness in the wrong direction. We're very intelligent beings. So when we see like the luxury space and all that type of stuff, we attacked in that space because we're thinking about femininity from a superficial standpoint, where
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she got on the Louis Vuitton bag, she thinks she all that. But this is what I this is the message I be wanting to tell Black girls, and I'm telling it here, but girl, I give up on this content for them. They ain't getting it from me. But if we as a whole, as Black women, could get away from paying attention to the hairstyles. I get so many questions on what about braids? What about this? What about, and focus on what femininity truly is, Black women will win.
Mm-hmm.
Stop focusing on an aesthetic that is keeping you away from being feminine for real, because you're getting so pissed off at the small stuff, the hairstyles, the braids, the gel, baby hairs. Y'all still stuck on that you don't even realize Black women are being cheated out of life.
Mm-hmm.
This is my perfect example. We have too much loyalty to wigs, and I'm gonna tell you why. Wigs make you can't live life to the fullest. And for my Black girls that's in the chat, just hear me out before you start to say, because you got 5 wigs in your closet.
Oh, girl, you in the right place. It's a safe space over here.
Listen to me. When you wear that wig, you can't even properly vacation. When you wear that wig, you're not getting in the water.
Nope.
You're not sexing in the shower.
Nope.
You are limiting yourself from having the feel. So if we're going to talk about femininity is all about vulnerability and feeling.
Mm-hmm.
If you off parts of your senses because you are trying to be loyal to the hair, you are not living at a full capacity. Femininity is all about flow and not force. We force, and that's why we can't connect. Black women can't connect to femininity how they want to because we live in force. We flow. So you, even if you're wearing a wig, you need to be comfortable with letting it slide off. If you're in the shower with you, if you don't want it sliding off and you don't want to be embarrassed, take it off. Wear hair textures that match your real hair and blow it out when you want it straight. Let it go curly, but create a level of flow and softness in your life that you can live. We are not being able to tap into femininity the way that we should because we have such, I don't want to say hard exteriors, but we have so much high expectations and limitations on ourselves that we are not having the fun that we should. The creatures that God created that are able to have full happiness off of simple things. Men have to have happiness from money. Women don't. Even though I require my husband to have money and buy me nice things, I don't truly need it for happiness. My happiness comes from leisureness, softness, not having to overwork, not using my brain too much. I'm fully happy off that. The little extra help, but men are not happy off that. A man is very depressed if he ain't got $0 in his pocket. That's why they fight. That's why they argue. That's why they doing all the stuff they doing. They got to do the toxic masculinity because he doesn't feel like a king because he doesn't have whatever means money in their time. If it's dollars, coins, if it's rocks, whatever their time frame is, if they don't have what it takes to be a man, they don't feel masculine. So if you as a woman don't have what it takes to be feminine, you feel depleted as well. And that's why Black women get so angry because that you feel depleted. It is as a Black woman to say, hey, I'm not happy. I got the best job. I got a million cars. I'm not happy. You know why I'm not happy? Because I don't have softness for myself.
Our fulfillment is different.
Yeah. It's so different for us. And I tell this, see, I have 4 sisters. I have a mom. None of my sisters are feminine. My mom is not feminine. And they get so mad at me because I don't allow them to call me on the phone and occupy my mind with the struggle stuff anymore. So they'll call and be like, what you doing today? And I'll be like, no, just watching TV. Girl, you ain't cooked yet? Your husband about to get off? No, I'm fine. I'm just relaxing. I'm not going to jump up before he come inside. I'm out of that struggle of what my mama had me before I get off of work at 3, but have my whole house clean. You jumping up, grabbing the phone. We're not doing that no more.
Right.
Matured my mind out of that space of always feeling like I need to have fake urgency. That's what I teach the girls in my class. Like we get that fake sense of urgency, but and it gives us anxiety. As Black girls, we get anxiety because we have this fake sense of urgency on us all day. Well, I need to fold all these clothes, or I need this before 30. I need to go and get 5 degrees, or I'm not gonna be likable. I need a new bust down wig every time I get paid, or I'm not gonna be that girl.
let's get back to doing our toes like how we used to do when we was coming up.
Right.
On how to do at least 3 hairstyles that's gonna keep you looking cute. Doing a little 1-2. We don't always gotta have perfect bust down hair. Sometimes we could truly just exist. Like, let's just be free. And I think they just don't get me because they don't want to get me. But my heart is for Black women. Like, it's, and you can
Same.
tell it's there. But I just can't take the bullying anymore.
Is it because of your younger self?
Maybe because of my younger self. I was neglected a lot. And my mom was the type of old school Black mom who you couldn't speak for yourself. You had to, anything you say is disrespectful. Anything you do that's girly, you trying to be a woman. You got your hair hanging down, you think you grown. You got lip gloss on, you think you want a man. You got your hand on your hip, you think you a hoe. Like, it's just like, what? Girl, I'm being a girl. So it took me like around 10, after keep getting whoopings for girly stuff, I just turned into a tomboy. I didn't start being bad girly until I met my husband.
This is so relatable.
Yeah. I just like, you know what? A skirt, get it from by me. Because who about to keep getting popped and whooped every time you do anything? Cross your legs, you think you're grown. Excuse me? And that's why I find it weird when I see Black women comment on young girls and be like, oh, change her hairstyle, she thinks she grown. How is having long hair that looks like your weave grown? That's her real hair. We have to stop internalizing weirdness because that is this little girl's real hair. It just happens to look like the weave that you're wearing. She's grown. She's wearing her real hair.
That's crazy.
Let young girls be feminine. We need to change the narrative so young Black girls can at least grow up in their femininity and not go and look to be feminine at 30 years old and have to go take a course and go take a class. And it's so weird to me because it's just like, we're in 2024 and I'm telling you, mark my words, girl, we're going to be old ladies, me and you, because we close in age. And we going to be 60 and 70 and femininity is just going to start being welcome. Because it ain't, it's
right. Yep. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Like, I've accepted it because the work, the real work, not the aesthetic stuff, the real work, it takes time, you know. And a lot of these girls are young, and I try to remember and have compassion about how I thought I knew it all, and and nobody could tell me nothing. So I try to remember, but it pains me because, like you said, I wish I would have had somebody. I'm trying to be that person for them, and they just want to, push me to the side, or they want to bully me. And it's just like, I wish I would have had somebody in my corner. Like, I wish somebody would have told me that ain't the right way. This is the right way. This is why. This will pay off. But they don't listen. Like, a lot of them really want to learn the hard way. And I didn't want to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
I had a very strict father. He wouldn't let me paint my nails, wear mascara, nothing. So I dressed like a tomboy as well. And I'm trying to teach girls how to build femininity from the inside out, not from the outside in. Like, you have to build it from the inside out. That's when it will become very natural to you. But I do have one more question before I let you go. I don't know if you know the content creator Chrissy here on YouTube.
Chrissy.
She does a lot of content for dark-skinned Black women.
I think I probably heard of her before. I just don't know the name. I probably know the face.
She recently made a comment saying that if Black women want to be successful in content creating, they have to branch off and cater to other communities.
That's true because a white woman messaged it to me from this video that I posted. She said, I don't know you, but she said, I want to tell you, you need to not make your content just for Black women. She was just like, we love your content too, but it's not welcoming to us. And she was like, we will support you. And I thought about it. I said, after all this, because I've been doing this for 3 years now with the femininity stuff. I'm like, this is insane. And it's kind of scary for me because it's, as a dark-skinned Black woman, I can go from catering my content to Black women and then opening it up and then getting attacked with racism. So it's a little bit scary because I'm not naive to it's crazy on both sides. But
for Black women, it's never simple. It's never simple. It's never simple.
But I
feel like a lighter skinned woman would be more received, but for a dark skinned Black woman, there's so much that comes with that. And so that's another layer that you have to add on top. And it would just be simpler if you would just get support from the people that look like you come from the community.
I'm open to it. I'm open to it this time. I thought about it. I prayed with God. I even wrote down like a whole 4 months for the fourth quarter of content.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open to opening up to different races. I did 4 years. I've been a content creator for 5 years so far. The first 2 years I did it.
Well, you're doing good, girl. You're doing good, girl.
I think
I remember following you on Instagram. I think you had like, when I started following you, you had about 30,000 followers. You were doing Fashion Nova sponsorship at that time. So I've seen you like, wow, that's what you should be very proud of yourself, because that's huge.
I'm very proud of myself, and I be trying to like put the girls on and let them know, because this last 2 years I did really, really well as a content creator. Like these last 3 years was the best of my years as an influencer. But it's just like I be scared to put too much out because of how they be weird to me. But I am now open to opening it up. Like I've made content for 2.5 years solely for only Black women. Now I'm not switching over to like, oh my God, white women.
Right.
No longer doing my page is only for Black women.
Right.
Doing that anymore. I'm not doing this is the concealer for dark skinned girls. And if they walk away, you got to understand you already walked away. You didn't support me anyway. And it's so crazy because even in the comments of the video I made, they say I'm a silent supporter. But why are you silent?
Right.
How could y'all let the bullying be loud but the support be silent? That raises an eyebrow too. Why are you silent? Silent on EK and stuff. You're not silent in the shade room. You're not silent. All the drama is going on, but you're silent. Oh, I'll be watching you. You're so inspirational, but I'm silent. So continue being silent. Let me move on. I'm not gonna cater my content to the girls no more. I love them, but I have to do what's best for me, because at this point, they are not showing up how they should, and I can't deal with it anymore. Like it's too negative.
Girl, you got my support. Because I understand. Like I went through my own personal situation not that long ago. I put my channel on the chopping block because I called out the brick lady that lied. And I couldn't move forward knowing the information that I knew regarding the situation, because I felt like in the long run, if she got caught, which she eventually did, it was going to fall back on us. And then we were going to be seen a certain way. So I was like, my integrity was like, no, like you gotta just tell them the truth. When I tell you, the Black women started turning on me, attacking me, and it's like I've been consistently showing up in catering to you, trying to advocate for you in many different ways, and it was like, this is the pay that I get. I don't even get doubt, like literally doubt, like, oh, Yoni must be. She must know something that we don't know. I didn't even get doubt, and I just thought, like,
you're not going to get out at all, because they don't give grace. So how could you get grace?
But I noticed the reason why we don't get grace is because they don't give themselves grace.
Yeah.
So I've accepted that
so many times though. So if I keep seeing it happen, and what brought me to my breaking point was seeing that last 2 weeks, because I had just came from Paris. So when I came back and seeing the timeline, it was post after post after post. And every month they pick a new Black person and attack them, But this time it was insane. Like I'm talking about every person who talked about people all day was reporting live from 5 to 6 videos, they backup pages, attacking, and they were saying the weirdest things. Like I seen one woman screaming at the phone, and we would never listen to y'all from trying to give us advice, because we as Black women, we not conforming. We don't care about no respectability politics. And I swipe up again. Then one woman say, yeah, because these modest girls, they just trying to be pick-me's too, and they want attention from men. I swipe up again. We hate y'all. But swipe up again. Hold on, babe. Talk to Dad. Go talk to your dad. Go talk to your dad. Hold on 1 second. You know the kids, how they.
Okay.
Go talk to Dad about it, Shia.
No, he can't do that. He didn't. You didn't. That didn't put on Prodigy for you.
Okay, but just get off it till I finish, because I'm talking right now. Thank you. I'm just swiping up and I'm seeing so much negativity, and I know that people will be like, girl, just ignore it. But you have to understand it could become so toxic to see so much negativity from swipe, 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 every single negative. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a black woman. So naturally I'm looking for black people to look at. Like I look at Caucasian people content, but not like that, not a lot.
Right.
So to see every page is so negative. That's what's being pushed, that's what's being engaged, that's what's being liked. I just at a breaking point. I'm like, I have to do something for my mental health. I have to take my time, even if it takes me 2 hours, to block everybody who talk about people all day. And it was hurtful for me because I know it's a lot of people's favorites. So it's just like people gonna be like, oh, she got a problem. No, we have to call a spade a spade. Y'all have your favorite people that y'all love, creators that y'all love, but y'all have to call it out what it is. If people are sitting down and talking about people every single video, and they're not talking about their own self, they're not doing a get ready with me, they're not talking about their life in a day, they're not eating no vegetables, no nothing, but you reporting live on everybody business all day long, there is a problem here.
Yeah.
And we have made that into a content. Then they sitting on here and saying content creator, influencer. I don't believe being a fake journalist or a news reporter without pay is a job.
I had to block her. I had to block. I know who you talk. I had to block her. It was every day. It was
every day,
and it was starting to drain me.
If we're gonna be honest, because I have to think deeper on this. The women that we're seeing that sit around talk about people every day. If you never lived in the hood, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you lived in the hood, they have projects. And in the projects, they have women who sit on their porch in a chair and watch everything and talk about everybody. Those are the same women. They just got a TikTok account. So if you think about a project mindset, you just sitting outside on the porch talking about everybody else. You're doing it TikTok style. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Sharika business. I'm gonna talk about this person business. Then I'm gonna say her baby daddy. And then you see she ain't getting no food stamps. And then she's sleeping with who? It's just like, girl, get something, because y'all working on my nerves. And it's just like so many of them doing the same thing and putting it under we making content. This is it's draining, because there's no way in the world you could get 2 million views off of talking about somebody, but the people who are making positive content cannot. But then this is a deeper thing. We're gonna talk about influencing for a second, because we barely talked about that. Black people truly believe that racism is the only thing that keep us from working with the Chanels and the Dior's, and it ain't what we think it is. Let's pretend you're Chanel as a brand and I'm gonna be Dior.
Okay.
And we hiring one of the girls in a group chat, and they might have a bunch of people bullying them under their post. You think I'm working with her? Even if I like your content, I'm that you bring a bunch of them wearing women underneath my stuff and complain.
That's so true. I never thought about
that. You bring my brand down because your community does not know how to be positive in the comments.
Wow.
Even if you don't like a person, this is what they're doing in the comment section. You got Chanel, you hire an influencer, me. I do the little whatever. The girl's gonna come under there and say, I don't like that foundation. That foundation ugly. Girl, that made me break out. Everything negative. Instead of them just knowing, even if you don't like it, support your sister. Say, oh, that look nice. You look pretty. Blah, da, 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 da. Keep it cute. But the comments looking crazy. So do you think that's opening up the gate for more Black women to get more opportunities? Or you think that's limiting us? It's limiting us. When Jackie and Anna did that partnership for Valentino Beauty, the girls was underneath that comment section. I was appalled. Now, Jackie, you know that foundation not your color. Oh, you know it. Just making jokes. I'm just like, but y'all don't see the behavior. But if somebody bring it up, then y'all bully them to shut up. But you don't to tell the people who act a fool nothing. We gotta have decorum. We have to be able to address the issues that we have, that we are not learning any type of rules or how to act, because now, since we got away from having rules and standards, everybody's doing everything.
Yeah.
Everybody running amok. Nobody having no type of sense to say, if my sis is doing a concealer, let's go like the concealer partnership and say beautiful
And
things.
support her. Like it's support.
Her. But they're either gonna ignore the post, or if they can't be negative, they're gonna ignore it. They only have two ways. It ain't gonna be ignore it, or we ain't seen it. We ain't seen the post. I'm gonna ignore the post, or I'm gonna be negative. That's the only.
I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it like that.
No.
That's crazy. And I can see why a brand wouldn't want to take on your audience because they're looking at the negativity.
I lost the partnership that way. I got into it when the girls did my address online on Facebook. I got into it with those girls because, and you wouldn't believe it, I got into it for. You're going to be like, no, they didn't. So Coach Stormy had just came out with the plate stuff. She was going viral and everybody was attacking her, right? Remember with the low vibrational plate?
I remember that.
So I shared the post and I was like, when I was a kid and being around my grandma and my mom and them will always say doggish, don't be doggish. You remember we used to say that? Like, don't be doggish. And
Have
going
manners.
to the barbecue and the auntie who bring the silverware and all the little Tupperware, and we'll be like, what you doing? Because why you bringing to come fill up food and then eat? You know, that's better.
Right.
So I was sharing. No, when I'm done.
No, it's quick.
I'm done. My auntie and my mom and them would literally be like, you don't do that. So I was sharing my opinion on saying how you shouldn't fill your plate up with a bunch of stuff when you go into somebody's house, because one, that's not showing respect to somebody's house when you go in. And I just was saying that's what Coach Stormy meant. Girl, that was the worst thing for me to do. I went viral. I'm talking about thousands of shares. Black women eating me alive. Oh, y'all, that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all think y'all better than people because I'm going to eat my 10 plates for Thanksgiving.
That's crazy.
All of this stuff. And I'm just like, what is wrong with us? How do we not understand the food that we're eating on Thanksgiving is killing us anyway? How are you not understanding that if you look into history, the food that we created culturally to be our food was scraps? Like, how are we not knowing these things? And we sit up there attack each other for days when I said nothing wrong, but they wanted to humble me because they wanted everybody to attack Coach Stormy. And I was just trying to bring a different viewpoint on maybe Coach Stormy shouldn't have recorded what she said, because if me and you girlfriends, we probably say something like that to each other.
Right.
But recording it made it look like she was trying to do her homegirl down bad, you know? So they did that whole thing. Now let me tell you how I lost the partnership. I had got like a 12K partnership with what's the perfume company that does like all the samples? The samples.
Oh my God, I worked with them. Bird, is it
Bird Box? No, not Bird Box.
It's Scentbird.
Scentbird, that's what it is. So I had got a partnership with them, and my first post had went up, and what the girls were so mad at me because they couldn't get to me. They did the address doxing me first. This is how I say they go to the extreme. We band together to bully. They did the address first, then they went to the partnership. I don't know how they found it. Went to the partnership, commenting all kind of stuff. Went in the people DMs, sending all kind of stuff to them. The people emailed me and was like, at this moment, we're going to have to terminate your partnership because too much negativity is being surfaced around your name. And when I learned that that could happen, I said, oh no, the bullies have too much power.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because the brands
crazy.
Connected to that foolishness.
That's crazy.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I'm so sorry you went through that. That's crazy.
You
were paving the way. You were paving the way.
That's the stuff that we don't talk about because it's so secretive, and talk about the vile behavior that they are doing behind closed doors. They are doxing people. They are putting addresses online. They are getting people fired from their jobs. They are taking food off your table. They are going find your husband, putting your husband on Instagram. They are. You remember that creator who said?
Oh yeah. They put her husband out there.
Not that. Is another creator, a young girl. She had a baby from like a rapper or something, but she wasn't posting them. And they found him, and she said she's not doing TikTok no more because she didn't want her platform to turn into who her baby daddy was and all of that type of stuff. But that is what they do. They will sit behind, and it's not all of us. I'm not saying that like all Black women are just being toxic. There is a certain group of ones who are behind acting a donkey.
Yeah, I got girls trying to find dirt on me right now. Like
Yeah.
it's real. I don't think people understand how real it is, and that's why I be telling the smaller content creators, I'm like, listen, do you really want to do this? Because like it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm excited to see you branch out. I am, because I also feel like another positive spin to your situation is we do need to be seen in those spaces with other women so that we can change the images that, you know, some other people don't see because they're looking at mainstream media. They're looking at maybe even social media and what is going viral. So for you to be a larger content creator and then branch off and create a more diverse space for you, we need to be seen like that. So I wouldn't take it completely negative. Like maybe that's the direction God wants you to go in anyway, because we need that representation. We need to change the image of how others view us from other communities anyway. So I would just take that approach to it because
I'm going in a positive way. I took a weekend break and I just was like, this is going to be so different for me because I know what I'm used to. Like I'm so used to feeling that like closeness with my girls, you know, like but it's time for me to do my second part of my pivot. I seen a girl talk about, she was like, when you level up, the scary part about femininity and when you level up is your peace, and what you're willing to speak on is going to be important now because you can't just yap no more. And space where I can't yap no more because in the beginning I was transitioning. Now I'm in the transition. I'm there. So now different for me. It's a different type of level of, oh, you think you better. But I just did a 365 with y'all. Like I let y'all watch me do the glow up. Now I think I'm better than y'all. When I was sliding down the wall like Summer Walker, y'all didn't see that?
Yeah.
So it's just like that's pretty much it. But I'm so happy this is starting so many beautiful conversations. I've been getting so many stitches, like so many overwhelming people just like, just you bold for saying this, but I really just was speaking from my heart. Just
because I was like, finally somebody said it. Like that. I was like, finally, I feel seen, I feel heard. Like, thank you.
I feel
thank you so much for doing that.
When it tried to start the conversation, she didn't explain it good. So close to getting it there, but she statement and left it. She said it's better to have a white audience than a black audience, and left. Cannot leave a conversation like that.
And I knew what she meant, but I was like, no, because I know if I say something, they're gonna take it out of context. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just shut up. But no, I knew where she was coming from.
Yeah, she needed more detail and she needed to explain, because when you leave it open like that, you let them flip your narrative.
Yep.
It's to make sure nobody flip mine, because I went into detail with each how they are. So when you make a bold statement, you got to back it up. You got to explain it, because you can't leave it open for them to switch it and twist it and change it. Because if I wouldn't explain myself, they was gonna turn it into black girl insecure, don't love herself, she thinks she's ugly. Baby, that's y'all in the comments keep telling me that my skin and you can't hear me because you can't hear me because you don't want to focus on the realness of this conversation.
Right.
Love me and you always, but then I'm saying, where's your comments? I never see you. Oops, you don't know what to say, because y'all think that I'm just this little girl that's looking for a compliment. My compliments is just like negativity. I don't take the compliment or the negativity. I'm just seeing it for what it is, and it's time for me to move on. I did what I need. Time to move to a different direction. I love black women. Love us down.
Me too. It's such a bittersweet feeling.
Yeah, I'm moving on, girl. I gotta move on because I don't want to argue with women that I love. Arguing with them pains me, because going for a tit for tat when I know I don't want to do that, and then now we telling me craziness. That's part once, because then that makes it look like my message is phony.
Right.
It's not phony, because I love you. Just saying that. And I'm gonna end with this, because this is a good, because I'm never talking about this stuff again. When I change my level up, I have a husband, so I really paid attention to men like that, because I married my husband when I was young, and I met my husband when I was a young girl. When I changed my level up, oh my God, the attraction level from all races of men, I just wanted to know, you are not ugly, you are not at the bottom. Nothing is wrong with you. What's keeping you there is you allowing the Black community to make you feel like you have to act a certain way. That is what's making you. You don't have to be the prettiest girl in the room. You don't have to be drop dead gorgeous. You don't have to be this or that. What's keeping you where you at is you following black politics. Black. When you get your mind out of listening to everything the Black community saying, girl, y'all talking about dating is in hell. No, it's in hell because you following the Black community. You can still remember, open your mind space up, change the way you carry yourself, act like you have standards until them standards become standards, and just you're gonna go from a man only wanting to take you to Burger King to a man trying to take you all over the world, treating you with so much respect, saying good morning to you, opening the doors for you. When I'm out with my husband know he got to be on tenfold, because if he don't open the door, a man is flying to open it for me. Just carry yourself better and don't think about respectability politics. Don't think about classism. Just think about your level up and your well-being and being your best self. And I promise you, the world is going to open up like an oyster for you right now. What you're attracting, because you are vibrating on a low frequency. And that's what I just be wanting them to know, but they don't be want to hear me. Like, I just be want the girls to know, like, you could be having so much fun in your life right now. But
leisure too, leisure. Leisure. I hope one day they get it. And just like you, I was trying to level up with them as well. And now I feel, at first I feel guilty because I was like, damn, like I feel like I'm leaving a lot of my audience behind, which was why I was afraid to kind of pivot into spiritual content, femininity content, healing content. But I can't continue to hold myself in that at that level. Like I've completely outgrown it. Like the gender war topics, like I don't care about that. Like it just
at all. Why would I be when I want a man? Why would I be talking about 50-50? I would never do that. Like, we have to literally get to a point where we're not even having them conversations because we're not into that. Like, people be like, oh, I'm gonna be a good woman to this type of man. Babe, we're only talking about a certain type of man. What are you hearing? What are you hearing? Like, we're only talking about a certain type of man. Anybody else, we don't even see or hear.
Nope.
That's what I've just been wanting them to know. Like, Black women don't have a poor life. Black women are allowing themselves to think they have to baby men, because when we see Black men, we think of our brother and not a man. You feel sorry for your brother, but you're not supposed to feel sorry for a man. So stop seeing a brother when you see Black men and see a man. I don't feel sorry for you. Go get a job. Get 3 of them. Need to. I don't feel sorry for you.
Right.
You know, but that's how they have to come. You got to come with that energy of, I want to be a spoiled woman. I don't want to help you be the man, and you got to stand in it. You can't feel like, oh, I feel bad. Am I being superficial? I'm being a gold digger. Baby, you can't be a gold digger to a man with no gold.
Right.
You only can be a woman who's taking crumbs and getting, because when you accept the crumbs, then you eventually don't get anything, because that's how 50-50 go. You sign up for 50-50, then you're doing 100%. He gonna be paying half, then he gonna stop paying his half, then you pay the whole damn thing. So come in saying I
flow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just be watching, y'all. My kids keep calling me, so I'm about to go out there.
Well, thank you for coming up here. Thank you for donating your time and giving back. I really do appreciate it.
Yes, girl. I appreciate you for having me up here too as well. Good night, you guys.
Good night. Okay. So, Taylor, is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap things up?
I just think that it's really important for all of us to remember to be self-aware and to do our own inner healing. And I think that will help us be able to heal each other and assist in our community growing and doing better. But this was a really good conversation, like, for sure.
Y'all see why I love Taylor? I love Thank you, Taylor. Thank you for coming up here. Thank you for donating your time. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good night.
Night.
Marquita.
Child, I was almost out of here.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think this was a really good conversation. I think it was an important conversation. I hope that everybody took something away from this, and don't put yourself in a box. We can literally be whatever we want to be in this world because everything is made up. So yeah, that's my takeaway. But thanks for having me.
I see why I like Markita. No, but thank you, Markita. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Bye, guys. Good night. And thank you for everybody who followed me randomly. Love you.
Okay. Danielle, is there anything else you would like to add? You're on mute, though. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
child. I think this was such a necessary conversation, and just know that all of these creators that have come up here, first of all, like, more power to y'all, and I'm just like overjoyed with what is coming up next, because even though there has been struggles online and being a creator, I just truly feel like authenticity is going to come back. So just hold on tight.
Right.
We are in the age of Aquarius.
Right.
All of this is just a part of the transition. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
You're welcome. Love you.
Time. Oh my God. Wait. Before I let you go, I wanted you to talk about touching on teachers and young girls.
Ooh. Okay. So y'all, I have left the teaching field, but I still am very adamant about doing work with young ladies. I have a work daughter now that's in college, and Yoni and I was talking about this the other night. It is so important about what they see online, because there's so much like healing that I've had to do as a teacher, and like seeing how online has influenced their self-esteem. It has impacted their self-worth, their image, the image that they are putting out there. And I have to keep undoing and reprogramming as an educator, because it goes just beyond just the content that I teach. I'm a social and emotional type person, and I'm always digging in and diving into like just human emotions and feelings and things like that. And so with these young ladies, they are seeing everything and they are internalizing it, and it is creating trauma. It is creating also their just the way that they feel about themselves and the spaces that they enter. And I am very adamant just about continuing to do the work, well, regardless of whether it's in the classroom, if it's online, or if it's with young ladies that I come across. I'm always going to keep promoting like self-love, healing, looking at, the inner child and the trauma that you deal with, and how you can create some type of emotional intelligence within yourself, and how you show up in spaces and all different types of topics when it comes to that. But as educators, and when I tell you it's been a struggle, because not just teaching.
What do you think needs to change?
These schools, number one, need to bring somebody in to really help with the social emotional learning of these children.
Okay.
How can they navigate relationships with their peers? How can they navigate on what they see online? How that impacts their self-esteem and their viewpoints on life, and what they feel is deemed as something that of value, because they have a very much skewed thinking of what type of about lifestyles. And value what they value, because a lot of them are trying to get things quick, and that's not how life works. That's not how life works. And so there's a lot of things that needs to change in school. They don't invest in those type of things anymore. They don't invest in social workers. They don't invest in counselors. They're taking those things out. They're taking social emotional learning. They're more focused on test scores and things like that. And it's like these kids are coming to school with all these things on their back, especially the things that they see online, their interactions online. How can they focus? I'm sitting here concentrating on who's going live and talking crap about me
during the class. In class?
Yes. Yes.
That's crazy.
Who's throwing subs on their stories? Who's
Really?
making like trendy sounds and throwing subs and talking about my man, or having a picture like of his arm in the background or something, like those type of things.
Wow.
That's what they're focused on.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's it's really sad. It's sad. But thank you so much for adding your input.
You're welcome.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for donating your time.
Bye. Love y'all. Good night.
Okay, Emily, anything else you would like to add before we close it out?
Not really. Everything was said. It was such a beautiful conversation. I love conversations like this, conversation that start something like a good movement. Overall, I'm so happy to be on a panel of such beautiful ladies, smart, incredible ladies. Marie, if you're still on, I absolutely love you. I love your content. I'm a big supporter. So thank you so much for having me on, Yoni. So much love to you.
Emily. Thank you. Thank you for adding this energy. Thank you so much. Okay, so that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. I'm actually interested to see what my community has to say about this live, because so much was talked about, so much was discussed, and I'm interested to see what your takeaways were from this conversation. So let me know what you think down below after we save the live and everything. I know a lot of you had inputs during the live, so I'm probably going to watch the playback as well. But also, if you wanted to add some comments to help with the engagement, to boost this as well, will help as well. Also, please give the video a thumbs up. I will be leaving links for all of these ladies that were on tonight, so you can follow them if you're interested in keeping up with them and their content and everything like that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in my next one. Good night.